porque no tiene, porque le falta marihuana que fumar. La cucaracha, ya no puede caminar, porque no tiene, porque le falta marihuana que fumar. Una cucaracha pinta, le dice a una colorada, vámonos para Chihuahua a pasar la temporada. Una cucaracha pinta, le dice a una colorada, vámonos para Chihuahua a pasar la temporada. La cucaracha, ya no puede caminar, porque no tiene, porque le falta marihuana que fumar. La cucaracha, ya no puede caminar, porque no tiene, porque le falta marihuana que fumar. Sopilotes y un ratón de sacristán. Ya murió la cucaracha, ya la llevan a enterrar. Entre 4 sopilotes y un ratón de sacristán. La cucaracha, ya no puede caminar, porque no tiene, porque le falta marihuana que fumar. La cucaracha, ya no puede caminar, porque no tiene, porque le falta marihuana que fumar.
I kind of want a burrito now.
That's, I don't know what to say to that.
I must have had plenty of marijuana when I thought of that one. Anyway, Tyson, how you doing?
I am good as always.
Have a good week?
I did.
Right on. So I'm walking, or not walking, I'm driving down the street the other day, and this man crosses the street. He's listening to headphones, and he just stops, and he points at me, and he points he points to the heavens, and then he spreads his arms out and then starts kind of rhythmically jiggling his head. It was the most bizarre shit I've ever seen. He was dressed like Kanye. Kind of wanted to give him candy.
Was he a black person?
Of course. It was, yeah. At first, I thought he was pointing at because it was a crosswalk, so I thought he was pointing at the light, like, oh, it's my turn, but I wasn't doing anything, so I was really confused. Like, I wasn't showing any urgency. I was just sitting there minding my own business, and then this man just points at me, points at the heavens, spreads his arms out, and starts rhythmically kind of dancing. It was bizarre. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into Raw.
Monday Night Raw.
Since apparently, we're in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Recapped Saturday night's main event, of course, and did you watch the girl pay-per-view?
I did. I don't have a breakdown for it. But
You
I
don't?
did watch it. No.
Oh.
But I did watch it.
So I followed the assignment, and you did not.
Yeah, I didn't see. Yeah, it's old news now. I didn't think it necessary to make a clip out of it. So, but I did watch it. I could.
We'll go ahead and just do a quick thing. Everyone. My notes was everyone was invited except for Paige, and they were really proud to have Jelly Roll as a part of WWE now.
That's what you got out of the women's pay-per-view?
Just the whole recap of both the Saturday night's main event and the girl pay-per-view. I guess the girl pay-per-view is the Paige wasn't invited. That was the highlight for me. And then Saturday night's main event, they just really seemed to be excited about Jelly Roll.
Yeah, they're really pushing that. Well, it ended up being a really good pay-per-view. Most people were sucking it off as, the best the best event of the year so far. I don't know about that. Yes, it was good. It had some good moments. So there, it had some good moments. There were some good matches. I wouldn't put it as like go watch it again type thing. It did create some conversations on whether or not they should do it yearly. And the other conversation was, should we do like a all women's like weekly show? Which the answer to both of those should be no. But
why not yearly?
I mean, maybe it could be yearly, but I think I don't know. It's forced if it's yearly.
Isn't it forced now?
It wasn't forced. They had the women to do it.
Did they?
Yeah. So our opening
weren't
match,
they dipping into NXT and TNA?
Yes, not TNA, but NXT is.
Okay, I thought there was a TNA girl. So they're dipping into NXT though, right?
Yes.
So do they have the women for it? And who were the women? Okay, you have Rhea Ripley. That's one.
Well, let's just go. Let's
go.
go.
So that's two.
Let's break down the card. So we started out with Becky Lynch, Bayley, Lyra Valkyria, Women's Intercontinental Championship. Triple threat
that's
match.
two.
Bayley ended up winning with so she wins with a roll up. I don't know how to describe it. It's like one of the most fluent roll ups that you would see. She like back. Yeah, I don't know how to describe it. Let me think about it. Basically, yeah, she rolls her back onto, I think it was Bayley's back, hooks her arm, and then rolls onto her knees into a backslide, and then that's how she gets the pin.
Wait, I'm sorry. Who won?
Becky Lynch.
Oh, okay.
She retained the title.
Yeah.
Not to be. Don't worry though, because Valkyria is getting a rematch again. So
easily getting a rematch.
Well, I don't know about easily.
She had one match, and now she has a title shot again.
That's true. But yeah, it was a good starter. I think that was the best most natural way to start. You either do that or the battle royal. But they started with that, and again, good open. Then we move into a match that I didn't really pay attention to, I'll be honest. It was JC Jane versus Jordan Grace. These are both NXT women. So that's why
there you go. Already going into the developmental.
Yes.
And they're nobodies.
I didn't pay too much attention to this. This was a title match. The end of the match, JC Jane retained. The end of the match saw Blake Monroe, who's been here not even a month. She turned on Jordan Grace and cost her the title match. And now they're feuding over on NXT. And she may or may not be a part of the Fatal Influence or whatever their name is. And I say whatever their name is because Wade Barrett and Michael Cole called them everything but their actual name, I believe.
Oh, so
'Cause
they're
they
getting
didn't
like
know
the R-Truth thing.
Well, they have a name, but this group, so they used to be Toxic Attraction, and then I believe they moved into Toxic Influence, and then now they're wait. See, I don't even know their name.
It
It's
doesn't
too
matter.
close to the other name. Is the gist of it, and it's basically the same group that Mandy Rose created, just different players because Mandy Rose got fired. Mandy Rose, who was also begging for her call to get to Saturday night's main event.
No shit.
Yeah.
Why?
She's like, "Oh, I haven't gotten a call yet." Oh, well, because you decided to become an internet whore, so you're not going to get a call. You forgot why they fired you, and you still have the very thing they fired you for. So why would they call you?
Has she said nice things?
I guess I don't follow her like that, to be honest. But
No.
she was pandering. She thought since this is a whole women's event and all these women are coming back except for Kelly, who was too good for it apparently. Um, they thought her being like the longest reigning NXT champion, she thought she would get a call, but she did not.
Well, so sad. I don't know.
But hey, she's making a lot of money. Her and Cora Jade are making more money than they did in wrestling, so there's that. That's good for them.
Yeah. Good for wrestling too.
Yes. Our next match, we saw Raquel Rodriguez,
Ugh.
Roxanne Perez versus the Kabuki Warriors, Charlotte and Alexa Bliss, and another NXT team, Soruka and Zarya.
So it's 2 matches so far that they need NXT developmental people.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, they stated this was going to be one from each brand, so it was built in. To my surprise, Roxanne and Raquel retained the title. I was for sure that Charlotte Flair and Bliss were going to walk out, and I had a small sliver of chance that maybe Asuka and Kyrie were going to win, but neither did, and they retained the titles. So good for them. They're still champions. Raquel, now, if you remember, I said Roxanne. I don't know. She looked when she went against Rhea Ripley. She looked good. There's something changed. Well, there was a story that came out that apparently Kevin Nash criticized her and said that she's one of the biggest women on the roster. She should be working a big woman style,
That's true.
and she took that to heart, and that's why we've seen a difference already. So good for her.
I wouldn't know. I haven't watched a Raquel Rodriguez match in quite some time.
Oh, you should. She's really good. Moving on, we got we got Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus 1-on-1 for the women's champion, whichever one it is. And as you would guess, Tiffany Stratton won. Prettiest moonsaults ever. I was kind of, I don't know. I wasn't into this match either. Because you had Trish Stratus. Good for her, but yeah, it just wasn't a match I was into. And the build was actually crap too, so didn't think it was something necessary for them. And it delivered what you would think, which is not good. The match was great, but just the care wasn't there. we go on to our next match. Now, remember this match. So it's Jade Cargill versus Naomi in a street fight with Bianca Belair as the special guest referee.
Oh boy.
Yes. And this ended up, well, outside of the beginning match, the opener, this ended up being a really good match and really entertaining. If there's one thing that WWE can do, is the hardcore type matches. So they're beating the hell out of each other. Do we get anything like crazy, like different weapons other than kendo sticks and tables? No, but
does Jay get busted open? Did you see a crimson mask?
She did not. Naomi did, but it was an accident.
Oh, of course it was.
There was points in the match where you can tell Bianca Belair was struggling with the whole thing because Naomi's getting her ass beat, and it's like, come on. But she stayed impartial and just did her job. So there was nothing there. The end of that match, we see a Jaded through a table, Slim Jim table, by the way, and Jade Cargill takes the win. Now remember that, because we move into our next match. The next match was the Battle Royal. All the women are competing for a number one contendership that's going to take place at Clash in Paris, whenever that is, which is like 2 or 3 weeks after SummerSlam. So, yes, they are doing the whole pile up of pay-per-views again. And I don't have a list of participants, but there's only really 2. Well, there was 3 that you would have as like real participants. The other women were just there. So you have like Maxine Dupree and Natalia and Zelina Vega, Michin. So none of them are winning. Some NXT chicks, none of them are winning. Secret Hervis. And then you have Stephanie Vaquer. She won.
Oh, she did win?
She did win.
Oh, good deal.
But you would have her as a favorite. You had Nia Jax, always a favorite because she's
huge.
Nia Jax. And Nikki Bella was the other person that you would think, just because she's back full-time or whatever it is.
So she went from having like a potentially major feud with Liv Morgan to some bullshit battle royal.
Yes.
Huh.
Now, to be honest, this match was a little bit. It set the women back a little bit. That would be the best way to put it. Not because it was bad, but we're supposed to be taking them serious as competitors, and almost everybody at some point did the Nikki Bella twirl thing.
Yeah,
where they shake their ass. Almost everybody did it. Chelsea Green did it. Michin, she did her long back attack, which is a twerk. Lola Vice did the Nikki Bella twirl. Who else? I think Maxine Dupree did it at one point.
Of course she did.
So yes, we're supposed to be taking the women seriously, and here they are all shaking their ass, which is setting them back to the Attitude Era, really.
Really?
Yeah. Like, why are you all shaking your ass out there? We're supposed to take you as serious competitors. You got Michin out there twerking. Which
I'd say Divas era. Attitude era, they'd all be in bra and panties or mud or some shit.
Oh, that
Or
would have added
Christian
a
would
lot to the match.
Christian would be in the, or not Christian, Chris Jericho would be in the battle royal just whooping all their asses.
Yeah, or someone just comes out and clears them all.
Hmm. Like Kane.
Yeah.
Kane is the new Divas champion. Oh my God. Hellfire Brimstone.
That would be a sight to behold.
It would be.
I don't know who you'd have now. Like, I don't know. Send out Omos. He's going to take over the division forever.
Jacob Fatu.
Yeah, that'd be.
All gas, no brakes.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not meeting everybody.
Yep.
But that leads us to our main event. So Stephanie Becker, she gets a title shot at Clash in Paris coming up in like 4 weeks. No, I think it's in 5 weeks from now. But that's 2 to 3 weeks after SummerSlam.
Who's she wrestling?
But we don't know yet.
Oh.
So she gets the title match. And that leads us to our main event. Main event is Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley. Women's world title is on the line here. The other women's world title. The one Stephanie Stratton doesn't have. The story, of course, is Io Sky is undefeated against Rhea Ripley. They did a video package showing how that is a true statement. So Io, I guess, beat Rhea during the Mae Young Classic. She beat Rhea to win the title, and then she won in a triple threat match. So Rhea can't get over the hump. And a hell of a match out of these two. They put it on the line. They really showed what a main event on a women's level should be and could be. And there was no twerking, so there's that too. There was a weird spot in the match towards the end where the ref took a bump. It was a girl ref, so there's that.
Huh.
But yeah, the ref took a bump, and now both women are fighting outside. They fight to the crowd. They fight over to where there's some production crates. Rhea Ripley is about to do the riptide off of the production crates onto the concrete. Io reverses it, and then she just does like a crossbody from the top. And that took Rhea out. So then they fight back to the ring. Rhea is setting up for a riptide off the second rope. Because, again, she can't beat Io, and this is going to be her only way. Io counters this into a Spanish fly. At this point, we're about 20 minutes into the match. Both women are exhausted. And then you hear Naomi's music. Which you wouldn't know that because I don't know her music really. But you saw it on the Titantron. Naomi.
It sounds just like Rhea Ripley's to me.
Yeah, it's not very recognizable. But that's okay. So Naomi, she runs out, Money in the Bank in hand. And she runs over to the ref, says she wants to cash in. And she actually does cash in, making it now a triple threat match. Immediately, she throws Rhea Ripley out of the ring. She hits a split-legged moonsault and pins Io Sky to now become the new women's world champion and effectively moving her to Raw.
Oh, boy.
So remember I said, if you remember, she lost earlier in the night to Jade Cargill, and then she ends the night with the title in hand.
You don't like that?
I'm okay with it.
Okay. So why would I remember that?
Well, because I was just saying, remember that she's just got her ass beat.
No.
Because you think she's going to be taken out. But no, she cashes in. And, obviously it was a shocker because one, if you heard everybody talking about it, they said she was going to cash in on Tiffany Stratton, but she did not. And I was thinking too, right before the match, I'm like, what if she doesn't necessarily have to cash in on Stratton? What if she cashes in on someone else? What if she cashes in on Io or Rhea? And then sure enough, it happened. Now, I can't take credit for that, obviously, but it was.
Are you optimistic about a Naomi title run?
I mean, it's so far so good. I don't know how long she's going to keep it. Like I said, now there's a Clash in Paris coming up, and she's going to have to defend the title against Stephanie Vicaire if she's still champion. So I don't know if that's a match WWE wants to run. So it might be a short little run for her, or maybe not. I don't know. I would be okay with a long run. So far, so good for her, but yeah, we'll see.
Okay.
But that was your Women's Evolution 2. I give it a pretty good rating. Like, I'm not going to rate it or anything, but I give it a pretty good. It was a good show. It was much better than Saturday Night's Main Event. Maybe it's just because of the commercial thing, but
I don't even remember Saturday Night's Main Event. Ain't that some shit? I remember snippets.
Yeah, it was just. I mean, people have gotten clickbaited for that because it is just a TV special. People think, oh, this is like a pay-per-view. No, it's just a TV show. It's no different from Monday Night Raw. It's just on a different night.
Well, they build up. They build up Saturday Night's Main Event just as much as they do pay-per-views, though.
They do, but
they stopped everything to build up Saturday Night's Main Event. They weren't building up. Was it SummerSlam?
Yes.
Okay, they're not building up SummerSlam. They stopped everything to build up Saturday Night's Main Event. They built it as a special fucking thing, and it wasn't. It hasn't been. Nothing this motherfucker has done has been special. Everything he touches turns to shit.
Talking about Triple H?
Of course.
Well, there you go.
Roman sucks now. Gunther's a bitch.
Roman sucks. What are you talking about?
He
hadn't even done anything.
How many times is he going to come back? And he's OTC 1.
I can't believe they actually did that.
That's his idea too, apparently.
Allegedly. I get it though.
Do you?
I mean, I can't believe that he did it, but because Cody, he says he's the quarterback one. I think that's what the link is. So he's OTC 1.
Okay, it's still gay, but at least it makes sense. You didn't just pluck it out. Okay, that makes sense.
I think that's what it is.
Okay.
When I saw it on his shirt, that's what I got. It's like, okay. He's like quarterback 1, but he's OTC 1.
That actually makes sense. But yeah, it's still dumb.
It is.
And his little special belt. What is it with Samoans and needing their own little special created titles that they give themselves?
Well, they just need titles.
Okay. But yeah, he's not the tribal chief. He's not the guy anymore. He's just a guy.
Well, I mean, if you saw the reaction, he's still the guy.
He gets a good reaction. I'm not saying he's not popular. But I'm saying Roman Reigns on TV, the tribal chief, the guy that we've been watching for, 1,000, however many fucking days he was champion, is not the same as what we see now.
Well, it's because he doesn't have the title or a bloodline.
It has nothing to do with the title.
He doesn't have a bloodline either. He's not even carrying the Ulafala.
that he fought so hard. He had like that fucking blood feud, quote unquote, with Solo Sikoa, where he won every match.
Yeah.
He doesn't even wear the goddamn necklace. I don't know, man. It's like they're not even trying.
That's fair.
But yeah, they build Saturday Night's Main Event as a major. They give it just as much attention as pay-per-views, which says a lot to how they put effort into pay-per-views.
That's true. But it is, I mean, they are promoters. Like, they have to promote it.
I get that, but I mean, I guess you said that, you know, people have these weird expectations about Saturday Night's Main Event being a pay-per-view level, you know, show. But those expectations are because WWE allows them to.
Yeah, but they're doing, what do they say? Oh, if you don't have anything else to do, like anything else, come watch Saturday Night's Main Event. But if you got anything, now I mean anything, probably just skip it.
I don't know. What do they do with that Evolution show on Tubi? Or even NXT? Or any other thing? They promote it. They have little commercials about it. Like, oh, on Saturday, this is going to happen. That's it. Just have a commercial.
Because it's a weekly, those are weekly shows. So that's different.
You could still have the same thing, though. Like, oh, on Saturday, this is happening. You don't stop the whole fucking show to build to this thing that's not supposed to be important.
Well, I don't think it's not supposed to be important. I just think the real problem with it is it's just they cram so many damn commercials into it. Like, you can't get into anything because, oh, you got the entrances, then you go to commercial, then you come back from the commercial. There's usually like some big spot, and then they go back to commercial, and then they come back and finish the match. And it's like, well, now I'm not into it because I've sat through like 6 minutes of commercial.
I'll take 1,000,000 commercials for some fucking like build and story and just get me interested in it. I have not been interested in any of these matches. And then the ones I am, they fucking insert Jelly Roll into it. Like, what the fuck, man?
Well, just remember that for when we talk about Goldberg later.
Fair enough. But if they don't want people thinking that it's supposed to be a big deal, they shouldn't treat it like one. And they shouldn't just phone it in.
Well, I don't think that's what I'm saying. I don't know if they don't want people to think it's not a big deal. It just turns out that way. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe the because again they do it is like a pay-per-view in the fact that they have like 4
they
matches,
build it
maybe 5 matches,
just like they do their pay-per-views. They're given the same amount of attention that they were given SummerSlam. They gave Saturday Night's Main Event. They're just slapping matches together. Oh, I'm pissed off at you. Well, we're gonna have a match.
Well, it's just like when they initially did it, like back in the day. Well, no, that's different because that was the pay-per-view. Like, they didn't have pay-per-view back then. It was just Saturday Night's Main Event. But when they did have pay-per-views, and the Saturday Night's Main Event was just like it's a special, but yes, it is a special. It's not a PLE though. It's no different from like, remember when WCW used to run like the Clash of Champions or like their little TV. This is before Nitro, but they had like their little TV pay-per-view.
I think a better thing would be the in your house pay-per-views, where it was basically a glorified house show.
Yeah, I like those though. The In
I
Your
did too.
Houses,
They had some really good matches.
Mankind. That was the debut of him stabbing himself with a pin. I watched the not to go too far off. I watched like the debut of Mankind, and first of all, he was a deranged dude, and he would he would always squeal like a pig.
Mm-hmm.
And then when he did the mandible claw, he was squealing, and they were like, I forgot who was wrestling, but they were like, "Oh man, listen at the squeal of, listen at him squeal. This man's got his fingers down his throat." It's like, no, that's actually Mankind doing the squealing. He's
It's
like,
funny that you.
"Why? Why?"
It's funny you mentioned him because I was explaining Mankind to my girlfriend because I was telling her when I was playing wrestler when I was younger, I'd have 2 theme songs. She'd be like, "Why?" There's this guy named Mankind. He'd have this spooky song when he came out, and then this happy song to calm him down because he was so deranged. It's like, well, what song did you use? Aqua.
Yeah, I was just watching his little debut. It was on a kick of like watching debuts for some reason. I watched his, I watched Gold Dust, I watched Razor Ramon. Some good old times there.
Great times.
And it was always like the same thing. It's like, oh, this we don't know much about this guy, and then they get to the ring. It's like, wow, look at the size of that guy. I remember Gorilla Monsoon with the Undertaker. Look at the ham hocks on that guy.
Yeah, he just doesn't have the same flavor anymore.
They don't. There's no characters.
No, not at all. And there's nobody memorable. There's maybe, let's say Rollins, Gunther, of course, Roman, Cody, and Fatu. Maybe Aleister Black. They need to do more with him, though.
I am liking his presentation so far, though. It's got the suits and his tattooed head.
But
He
like
always
back in the
speaks
day,
so, like, proper.
they had like the Ultimate Warrior only for a couple of years, and he's like a legend. He's on everybody's Mount Rushmore.
Well, not for wrestling.
Well,
Actually,
no.
he's not on people's mind.
Not for wrestling, of course not.
Yeah, he's actually not. People actually hate him now because of the wrestling.
No, they hate him for other reasons.
Oh, he did something?
He didn't do anything. He said some stuff. Said some spicy things.
Oh.
I'm not qualified to talk about it right now because I wasn't prepared to talk about it, but
Fair enough.
he did.
Who had Ultimate Warrior on the bingo card?
Right. Warriors. Oh, yeah. I guess we need to talk about Raw, don't we?
Yeah, let's talk about some Monday Night Raw.
Walker's Gunther, Jey Uso's, CM Punk, and the Bronze. They were walking with Paul Heyman. So there's a gauntlet match to determine who faces Gunther. Punk, Uso, LA Knight, Penta, and Braun Breaker are our participants. Naomi opened, and who gives a shit? Because I didn't. Rhea Ripley and Io Sky were there. Pierce showed up. He booked a triple threat match for SummerSlam.
Yes. Naomi, basically she said what I was talking about. Like, oh, well, first, everybody's cheering her. And she's like, oh, no. Don't cheer me. It's like, y'all can't get on the bandwagon now. And, she said that everybody thought she was going to cash in on Tiffany Stratton, but she proved everybody wrong. Rhea Ripley, she came out. She said that Naomi's now on her list because she was going to beat Io Sky, but Naomi took that from her. So she's now on the list. Io Sky, she came out wearing booty shorts, by the way. And she said something to the effect of she wanted her title back. And Rhea has to get to the back of the line because she's next. And it flew under the radar because it's Naomi. So it died on the pan there, but Naomi said to Io after she said in English that Rhea has to move to the back of the line because she's next. Naomi said, "I don't know what you just said." And it did not become a thing. So there you go. Because remember, Carlito, he said he needs to learn Chinese, and that was a thing.
Well, Naomi has
Pat
plot
McAfee.
armor.
Yeah, Pat McAfee. He said, I can't understand you when they were speaking Spanish to him, and that was a controversy. But Naomi said, "I can't understand you," and there was no controversy. Wonder why that was. I'll never understand why that was, but there you go. And yes, Pierce made the match. SummerSlam, it is a triple threat match.
Good deal. Well, they had Judgment Day backstage. Dominic's still worried about AJ Styles, but it's okay because he's still hurt. And Tiny Perez and No Definition Rodriguez are still they're friends now because they won their girl pay-per-view match.
Yep, she's really buttering herself up to the group.
And then we had a girl match. It was Tiny Perez and No Definition Rodriguez. They beat the Kabuki Warriors with Dominic's help. And we could have had Io Sky versus Asuka. Just let that sink in.
Yep, we're far from that. Now she's not even a champion.
Nope. They had that fucking stare down for nothing.
And I just remember everybody talking about, "Oh, don't worry, she's gonna get her title. We can still get to Io versus Asuka at SummerSlam without her winning Queen of the Ring." There you go.
Yep.
Boy, did you miss that one.
The group they can't name are backstage. Paul Heyman doesn't know Rollins' health status, but he has until June to cash in his briefcase, so there's no concern there. And he says Breaker's going to win the gauntlet match, and then he's going to beat Gunther. Thus, win the World Heavyweight title.
Yep. And he did say, "Hey, I have until," or as we talked about, "Hey, we have until June to cash in this Money in the Bank, so it doesn't need to go anywhere." So we talked about that. Nice to see that they listen. And they don't need to get the briefcase off of Rollins.
I don't know. Yeah. I kind of wanted to see him give orders from the wheelchair.
Yeah, that would be. Again, there's no reason for him to be off TV, but if what they're saying is true and he needs to see the doctors, because so he addressed it on the Rich Eisen show. He said that the injury, it felt like back in 2016 when he got hurt, and he doesn't know the timetable, but he can just tell his body, and he knows that it's not good. He kind of hinted at maybe WrestleMania he would be able to return, and he said that there's so much swelling in his knee right now that they have to let the swelling go down before they can actually get in there and see what's wrong. So
You
but
think,
we shall see.
you think he's telling the truth?
I don't know.
Okay.
Like, he's given a lot of information if he is telling the truth. Like,
That's the beauty of it. You over-explain shit when you're lying.
yeah. Yes, you are. And that's why it's like, okay, yeah, you're giving a lot of information here. You know, he said like, oh, I know I'm sitting here and you can't see under the table, but I have a knee brace on and my crutches are right over there. Like, he specifically said that.
Oh, I don't know. It's nothing to put some crutches on. Or to slap on a knee brace. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just tired of the whole fucking nobody has their shit together. He's hurt. Oh, it's fake. Oh, it's a minor injury. Oh, we don't know. Oh, he's gonna look at somebody's gonna look at it. Oh, we still don't know. So how about you know before you fucking put it on your stupid website?
Yeah, this is the whole shade that I don't know, they're trying to throw people off the trail. But I do go back to, if it is all a work, like, why that's the answer there. Why is this, like, why do an injury angle when you have the bronze there and you just do a beatdown and cash in that way? Like, why do you have to pretend to be hurt to cash in?
Because somebody thinks it's a good idea.
Triple H?
I don't know.
I mean,
Maybe,
I guess
maybe Rollins said, "Hey, you know, it'd be a really good idea. Blow their fucking minds. On Saturday night's main event, I'll do a moonsault. I'll pop my knee. LA Knight will hit me with a BFT. I'll be out for months. And I'll cash in when Punk wins. Because I can't let that son of a bitch win the world title."
so. That's his whole ploy, is to get back at CM Punk.
That's the only thing that makes
Or
sense
get
of it.
CM Punk.
If it's bullshit, yeah, that's the only thing that makes sense. Punk's going to win, or he's about to win, and then turns out Rollins was faking it all along.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I can think, now I do follow you on that. The only thing I can think is they're just going for like a shock factor, like, because you know he was the heist of the century, cashing in at WrestleMania, so they're just going for like a shock factor where he would cash in on SummerSlam. That's just, you know, the second heist of the century, heist 2.0 or something.
Well, they tend to do weird shit with Rollins. Like when he interfered, when he helped Cody win and he was dressed like the Shield. Like, I don't know if that really necessarily helped Cody win.
Well, it did, because Roman
No,
had
he
to
could
go
have just
after
played
him.
the music. That could have fucked with Roman. He didn't need to cosplay.
Well, he's a cosplayer.
Well, moving on, we have a LA Knight commercial interview. Knight wishes Rollins a speedy recovery because Knight said he was going to hurt Rollins and he didn't get a chance to because Rollins done hurt himself. Rollins needs to get better, come back so Knight can hurt him the right way. Oh, and he's going to win the gauntlet match and beat Gunther as well.
Yeah. Now, I did see that during I saw a clip of that. It was during a commercial, but I saw a clip of it.
It wasn't too bad. He's one of the better promos.
As usual.
Then we had a girl match. Valkyria beat Bailey. She gets to face Seth's husband for her title again at SummerSlam. And then They had a backstage thing before the match. Yeah, whatever.
Yes, 2 out of 3 falls. Winner goes on to SummerSlam, and yeah, Valkyria won against Bailey. She's going on to SummerSlam. The push for her continues. So, and the non-push for Bailey continues.
Then we have more girl bullshit backstage. Stephanie Recur's interview was interrupted by Chelsea and her stupid idiots. So
Yes, the Secret Service. She's just pumping up her whole going to Clash in Paris thing, and we have a match between Nikki Bella and Chelsea Green coming up. Now, if you're keeping tabs, this is now well into the first hour of the show, and all we've seen is vagina. And the Judgment Day.
well, then we get a Karrion Kross vignette. He's talking about Sami Zayn and how Kross thinks he's faking his injury. And Kross tells Sami to stay home until he's ready to say Kross told the truth.
That one I did not see. That was a commercial.
No, well, it's good. Then we got another girl match. One of the Bellas beat Chelsea Green. Remember, Chelsea was the winner of the whatever girl belt that was supposed to be prestigious.
Yes, United States champion.
So
woman. By the way, about this match, so something funny happened. Funny in a sense of like, just let it go. So Nikki Bella, she goes for the original rack attack. You know, the very move that allegedly took her out of her career the first time, because I guess it broke her neck. She went for that, and then mid trying to pick Chelsea up, she put her back down. Well, she didn't really get her up. She like couldn't get her up, and then she put her back down, and then they scuffle around a little bit, and then she hits kind of like a TKO, and they called it the Rack Attack 2.0. Maybe that is her move. She hadn't been around long enough for me to really capture onto it. So she won with that. Well, she was on the Raw review show, and she like went and explained that, well, she was gonna do the original rack attack because it's muscle memory of, you know, all the years of doing that move. But, you know, mid move, she remembered that this was the move that took her out and broke her neck. So she turned Chelsea Green around and hit the rack attack 2.0. You see, it was all just muscle memory. The false pickup there. So she had to go out of her way to explain that instead of just saying I fucked up.
Well, then we get the New Day backstage. I guess they're still grieving their tag title loss. And I guess Waller is their slave now.
Their butler.
And then they try to trade toupees to Adam Pearce for a tag title rematch. And Pearce says next week we'll see what happens. And then Pearce runs into Judgment Day. Dominic's facing AJ Styles at SummerSlam for the Intercontinental title. He said that, oh, we're going to have you reevaluated or some shit because he was physical with the girl match earlier. And the results come back that he can wrestle. That means he's going to have to face AJ at He's facing AJ at SummerSlam.
Pretty much.
And then AJ was there to do shtick.
Yeah, he was praying that Dom was cleared, and Dom was like, "Don't listen to him, God." Well, he didn't say God because, yeah, but he said, "Don't listen to him. Listen to me. Please let me still be injured." AJ Styles, no, listen to me. And then he did the eye thing again. Hey, they got to do something to keep it going, I guess. If Dom can actually not be physical.
Yeah, but AJ's not funny. He shouldn't. I don't know. Just the forced comedy thing. I'm not buying it.
Yeah, I think it's kind of funny.
Okay. Dominic's funny. AJ Styles is not funny.
He put the glasses on. That was funny.
That's because Dominic made the comment about the glasses. Dominic set the joke up.
True.
Gable's stupid team had a commercial interview. You kidding me? Rusev's backstage. People call Rusev a god. Maybe he's just a saint killing Irish snakes. And he proved to Sheamus what everybody already knew. Rusev is superior. Sheamus interrupts. Says he and Adam Pearce both agree that Rusev is a cheating bastard. So they're going to have a rematch at some point. And Rusev said he came for gold, not gingers.
Yep. I'm going to run that back.
Did they say when?
They didn't. Probably.
Okay.
Maybe Clash in Paris.
Why the fuck is that not a song? Okay.
Yeah, that's what I would. Because, they're both international gentlemen, so.
Just, if they save this for Raw or some shit, if it's a TV match, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
Well, Gunther comes out. He's in a good mood because the Ring General retired Bill Goldberg. And he fulfilled all his promises before the match and ended his career. And he wants to know who's next. Talks about the gauntlet match. Doesn't care who wins because he's just going to beat their ass anyway. And he's interrupted by Paul Heyman. Gunther doesn't give a shit about what he has to say. Tries to leave. And then Gunther's made to stay while Heyman says Breaker's going to win and beat Gunther. He's going to win the gauntlet match and then beat Gunther after that. And then Heyman said Breaker is the next big thing. This is his yard. And he's a Steiner. Even though his last name's Breaker. And then Gunther just leaves. Because we can't have a Gunther segment without him looking like a bitch.
Well, he already said this has nothing to do with me.
Yes, but then he was forced to stay against his will while Heyman just sat there, talked shit. Breaker got into his face and was like, what are you going to do about it? You German bastard. Doesn't even know his nationality. Called him German. I'm assuming.
Probably just non-American.
Gunther should have kicked Breaker in the face and powerbombed Heyman. But no, he just walked away. He allowed them to disrespect the Ring General and just walked away.
Yeah, he's. I don't know. He's picking his moment. Because, he said, oh, you got to fight for my amusement, all of you. So he's picking his, I don't know. He's the champ, so you gotta earn his eye.
I don't know. He gets shoved down. He gets shoved to the mat by Punk last week. He gets scared of 68-year-old Bill Goldberg, even though he says he's going to end him. He's a bitch now. Ever since that feud with Priest, he's just been emasculated.
I would think it started earlier than that, when he ran from Braun Strowman.
Literally ran. Shit! Yeah, he did.
That was the start of it. Oh, speaking of the start of it, for some reason on my feed, and I was watching on Netflix, this crowd was chanting "You tapped out" to Gunther when he was doing his speech, and
did they bleep it? Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah.
Well, then we had the gauntlet match. Gunther was watching from the skybox. He looked very bored. So that was promising. And Breaker and Penta started. Breaker eliminated Penta with a spear. LA Knight was after that, and he got eliminated with a spear too. Jey Uso was after that, and Breaker eliminated Uso with a spear with Bronson Reed's help. CM Punk was last. Reed tried to help Breaker because it's no DQ all of a sudden. And then Uso comes out, chases Reed off. Punk wins with a GTS. And it's Punk versus Gunther at SummerSlam. And then the Bronze beat the shit out of Punk and Uso after the match. And then Roman Reigns returned, beats the fuck out of the Bronze, helped Jey Uso up, and didn't help CM Punk up, even though CM Punk asked.
Yeah, they still have something there. But yeah, it was a good showing for Mr. Breaker. I knew he wasn't going to win, but I thought they were going to, do a disqualification, especially when Bronson Reed came out and threw Jey Uso off of the top rope. But it was at that very moment that we found out it was no DQ. So it was a surprise. And it's like, well, now they're going to have to pin him. And, I initially stated if the Rollins thing is real, then he kind of has to look strong, which getting pinned is not a good start to that.
No, but he got pinned by Punk.
Yes. And the silver lining in all of it is that he did go through like the half of the main event scene.
And he was playing hurt. I forgot. I don't know. Jey Uso really took him to the limit, of course.
Well, it was more so that he had wrestled like 25 minutes at this point.
Yeah.
So he was selling that he was tired, which he should have been. Jey Uso gave him a good break though, because he dove, did a suicide dive, and then went back in the ring and restarted the music so he can yeet. So he gave him a nice little break there while he was yeeting with the crowd.
What do you think about Punk and Gunther?
I think it could be good. It just depends on how they build it.
True. Well, usually everything Punk has, is pretty solid. And I think of an opponent like Gunther, who's more on the realistic side, less on the campy side. I think they could do something really cool. That would also require the cooperation of the brain trust that is the creative. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. But so far I'm looking forward to where they go. Also, should be noted that it looks like we have a second match stemming off of that gauntlet. And it looks like Roman Reigns and Yeet are going to take on the Bronze.
Oh, is that what they're doing?
Yeah, it looks like that's a tag team match of brewing.
Ugh.
I mean, you got to have something for Yeet anyway, so it just makes sense. And you are going to do... You can't do Bronson and Roman one-on-one unless you're going to have... I'm sorry. You can't have Breaker and Roman go one-on-one unless you're going to have Breaker win. But Roman just came back, so puts you in a weird position there.
He was champion for a while. You can go away for a minute.
Oh, he's probably gonna.
Well, that was Raw. Cautiously optimistic about Punk and Gunther, though. So we're in San Antonio, Texas for SmackDown. Apparently, Jacob Fatu is still terrorizing Solo's MFTs because we open up with the car crash Tonga Loa is busting open, of course. And then Cody just shows up and he talks about his contract. Everybody's just they're terrorized. And Cody's like, oh, what about my contract? So I thought that was funny. Then we got some girl bullshit backstage. It involved Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair. Meh. And then they had a match. No, Charlotte had a match with No Definition Rodriguez, which she won somehow.
She run via roll up. They're still Alexa Bliss and Charlotte are not friends.
They're not?
They're not friends. So
they're giggling together. They're hanging out together. What do you mean they're not friends?
That's their thing. They're not friends.
Okay.
But it was, I will give them a little, it was a little funny. So Charlotte and they're talking backstage. Charlotte's like, oh, I'm sorry. Alexa's like, oh, I get it. We lost, so we're probably going our separate ways now. And Charlotte was like, well, not necessarily. And then she said, I went and talked to Adam Pearce, and we got a tag team title match at SummerSlam. And Alexa's like, wait, what? You just like went and asked for a title match? You didn't like, we didn't have to do anything? She's like, well, I am still Charlotte Flair. So that was the setup for their title match. She's still Charlotte Flair, so she gets title matches. And yeah, the match itself, Charlotte won off of the help of Alexa Bliss, and she rolled up Raquel.
Riveting stuff.
Well, Charlotte, I don't know. It's starting to turn. Like Alexa Bliss is doing good things for her. Fans are starting to get into her a little bit. Maybe she comes down on that.
That's not a good selling point. If the fans want the Slim Jim tables, I don't know.
Well, I was just saying, maybe she'll start. Maybe she'll come down on that most hated list. Maybe maybe she can get down to number 2 next time.
Maybe. What Adam Pearce is backstage next, he runs into the cops who are looking for Jacob Fatu, who they find. And he's like 2 feet away from them. And then he gets taken away for questioning. It looked like Jacob was going to resist. But Adam Pearce talked him down. Said, think about your family, man.
He almost went, I'm not going back.
Yeah. We had a Tiffany Stratton, Jade Cargill hype video. Cool. And then they recapped Aleister Black beating Damian Priest ass. And then Priest is looking for Black backstage. He runs into Carmelo Hayes, who starts talking shit. And then they have a match scheduled. Which was, I don't know, it was an okay match. Saw Razor's Edge. And then Aleister Black appeared, caused a DQ, hit Priest with a black mass.
And it got Hayes on TV, which everybody seems to complain about, that he doesn't get his TV time.
I guess be careful what you wish for.
Yeah. Well, it's not crazy. He's not going to start winning.
Yeah, they already didn't they import R-Truth just to have him win?
I don't know. Where's he even at?
I don't know. They made this big deal about him leaving, wanted him back. He came back. He basically set up a feud for Priest and Aleister Black.
And now he's gone again.
Yeah. Okay. Wyatt Sucks did a stupid spooky promo thing. Whatever.
Good for them.
We had Solo in the MFTs. They say Jacob Fatu's reckless, and without Solo's guidance, he's just getting worse. And Solo made Fatu, and now he's just a criminal. And then Fatu comes back from the police station, slaps hands with Jimmy Uso. The cops say Fatu is no longer a person of interest, so he heads to the ring. Jimmy attacks Solo's group from behind, and the good guys beat the shit out of the bad guys. Then Tala gets involved, and he clears off the announce desk. Jimmy and Jacob double team Tala. They like do super kicks and shit. And then Fatu goes to do the Amaga ass thing to Solo, and then Cobb and Tongaloa come back so the good guys can beat their ass instead. And Adam Pearce comes out and declares a U.S. title match for SummerSlam between Fatu and Solo, and a steel cage match. And Solo got arrested. Because I think they said, I don't know, they said something about him being the person of interest or some shit.
Yeah, basically, they talked to Fatu. I guess he was cleared. And then, yeah, they took Solo instead. Adam Pearce didn't really say, like, take him to jail. He just said, he's yours. He's all yours. That's all he said. And then Solo's like, you're going to jail, you stupid idiot. And he's holding his hand out. Go ahead and get him. And then they're walking over to him, and he's talking to the cops. Yeah, go ahead and take him to jail. And then the cop grabs him, puts the handcuffs on him. Huge pop for it.
Yeah, he did the thing where he was standing next to Solo, and then he I don't know, Solo was pointing or something, and then the cop just did the turn thing. He got Solo instead. It was lame.
Got a big pop.
They should have milked it, man. Why would they do that all in one night? Why wouldn't they do like Fatu in jail angle?
I don't know. But I do give them credit for trying.
Did they try?
Like,
it seemed like they just fucking slapped some shit together to fill a week.
Well, I'm saying they tried. They actually had a story that went
absolutely nowhere because it's dead now.
Well, yes, there was an immediate payoff. But what I'm saying is there was something. There wasn't just like, I don't know. They're trying something different, and I give them credit for that.
I don't know. They should have milked it.
Maybe so, but
like the week before SummerSlam, Solo should be talking shit every week, and maybe the week before SummerSlam, we find out that Jacob Fatu is cleared. And it's Solo's ass.
Well, is Solo getting out? Maybe not.
After that, we had another girl match. Stephanie Vicora won somehow.
She won with her backbreaker, which is she needs to come up with something else. I don't know. It's just I don't know. There's no flash to the backbreaker. She just does
like
this
that thing
where
she's kneeling down on their head.
Let's just go to the next. Don't do it.
What?
Don't do it.
I don't like that move. What do you mean don't do it?
Don't do it. Just go to the next thing.
It's a stupid move. It's a dumbass move.
Oh boy, here we go.
You hold on. You get to say she needs to change some shit. I can't.
I just said she needs to come up with a different move. Like
how is that different from what I'm saying?
I said a different finisher.
Okay.
I didn't say anything about it being stupid. Like she has her top rope like corkscrew thing. She could do that. Maybe she doesn't want to do that every week. But the backbreaker just, I don't know. It just looks like a setup move. And what you're talking about, like
her stupid little thing that they get all giddy for.
You know how, like, you're gonna attack the one thing people are goon over her for?
Well, it's dumb. And then when she's in a wheelchair 20 years from now, She's gotta get. How many back surgeries does Hogan have? She's gotta get that and knee surgeries because she's just pounding her knees against the fucking mat.
It's high impact. She's violently driving their knees into the mat. Now, what I don't understand is why people goon over it. I guess because she's bent over. I don't know.
Well, after that, we get some tag bullshit. The Street Profits were interviewed. B-Fab is still with them. DIY interrupted. Then we had a tag match. Andrade and Rey Fenix won somehow.
With the message.
Cool.
Apparently, this was for number one contendership, so they'll be facing the Wyatts.
Is this where the injury scare was?
Yes.
Okay.
So apparently, there were Ciampa did an air raid crash from the top rope to the outside, and people forgot to catch. The 12 people that were down there forgot to catch Axiom, so he just went splat on the on the
floor. How do you face somebody in the locker room after that?
I don't know.
I wouldn't be able to look him in the eye. Like, I'm sorry. I know there was 11 other of us. We failed at the one fucking thing we were supposed to do.
I mean, they caught Ciampa. They just didn't catch him. But he is okay, so there's that. It's an ambitious spot, though.
Well, our main event was the Cody Rhodes John Cena contract signing. Cody cut a promo, said some shit. Cena came out, and he said he tried to get out of the SummerSlam match. He said something suddenly came up, and then Cody just beat the fuck out of him and forced him to sign the contract while he was unconscious. So we're back to Cody just beat the shit out of Cena until their match.
Yes. I thought it was a pretty good setup. Pretty creative way to go about it. So yeah, Cody Rhodes, he sent a tweet out I think it was Friday or so. The tweet said, "Don't flinch." That's all it said. And people blew that out of proportion as, "Oh, this is Cody's heel turn. He turned heel right there." So Cody addressed it and went into more depth on what that meant. Basically, he didn't flinch when The Rock tried to get his soul. He didn't flinch when his pec was torn off the bone and he had to wrestle Seth Rollins. So he just doesn't flinch. But he did flinch against Cena when it was the opportunity to hit him with a title at WrestleMania. But this time he won't flinch. And then, yeah, Cena came out. He was on about, which I thought was great from it, by the way. He's like, he comes out, he's like, sit down, kid. I got bad news here. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to make SummerSlam. And Cena's all serious about it. Yeah, I mean, I know you're surprised. Everybody's surprised. This is a last minute thing. I'm doing a movie with Netflix. I'm filming a Netflix movie, and it's just taking its toll on me. So, in good faith, I can't be at SummerSlam. I can give you a match at like Clash in Paris or something, but I just can't do SummerSlam. the whole time, Pierce is in the back, like, "Are you kidding me?" And actually, Cena starts to leave, and then he gets attacked by Cody Rhodes, and then he fights back, and Cody gets the upper hand, and then signs the contract with his unconscious body.
He grabbed the contract and did a splash off the top rope, didn't he?
Yes.
What the fuck?
Through the Slim Jim table, by the way.
It's so stupid. And why am I interested in the match? I already beat the shit out of him.
Well, it's not for the title, though.
Okay. But why wouldn't I just assume that Cody wouldn't have any trouble beating John Cena if he just beat the shit out of John Cena?
Well, it's because
Every
he
fucking
hesitated.
week he beats the shit out of Cena.
Yeah, but it was about hesitating. That's what this whole thing is about. Cena hesitated. Now he's not
Okay.
going to hesitate.
But I'm not interested in the match. I don't care.
Well, we shall see what happens.
If Cena takes the title, I don't give a shit. If he takes it home, I don't care. Take it.
I think he's actually going to walk out of SummerSlam as champion still. I don't think the story ends. I think it's going to get, because he's going until December. So I think it's going to get a lot closer before it actually happens or not.
I was thinking that maybe that's when SummerSlam is when Cena turns face, Cody turns heel. Try to do a
Could
double
be.
turn.
And that's why everybody's talking about, everybody's breaking down Cody's tweets, and people are breaking down. Now, this, I don't know how true this is, but there's people who are trying to say that Cody Rhodes was wearing the same he was wearing the same watch that The Rock was wearing when he appeared on the Raw's Netflix, indicating that this is a tease that he's going to sell his soul to The Rock off of a watch. First of all, you thinking The Rock's going to show up is your first problem. Like, here you go again. You're thinking The Rock's going to show up, and you're only setting yourself up for disappointment. And that's probably what's going to happen. The Rock's not going to show up, and then everybody's going to talk about, oh, it was such a stupid ending. There was no Rock. Well,
Depends on if The
teased
Rock
it.
interjects himself needlessly.
Yeah, he hasn't said a damn word this time. As a matter of fact, he's on planes playing Scrabble with his mom. That's what he's doing.
Good. He needs to stay
Like
there.
he's not even talking about wrestling anymore.
Good.
But everybody's, oh yeah, Cody has The Rock's watch on, so he's turning heel. The Rock's gonna come back at WrestleMania or at SummerSlam. Sure, buddy.
Well, that was SmackDown. I fell asleep, if I'm being honest.
Well, even with the 2 hours, it's still
It
missing
still
something.
sucks. It's awful.
Like, oh, you can get in there, for me at least. Oh, I can get in there. I can watch the Bloodline segment. I can watch the Cody segment, and then
I'm mildly interested in the Aleister Black stuff.
yeah, him too.
It just kind of confuses me that our truth thing just kind of put a little wrinkle into it.
Yeah.
Well, moving on, we have Super Brawl 9 from WCW.
WCW.
We're in Oakland, California. We see Tori Wilson. She's sitting in a hotel, wrapped in bed sheets, apparently ordering room service. Turns out whoever she fucked last night got with a cattle prod. She giggled about it. And the simp invites Wilson to Super Brawl, and her pussy got extremely wet. She had to tell her friends about it. Super Brawl.
There's a Super Brawl. And they never said her name, by the way. I didn't catch it.
They didn't.
But we do know it's Tori Wilson. But yeah, they just referred to her as that woman. And then someone said the lady in red at some point, but
Then we see some people literally rotating. It was Ric Flair, Dusty Rhodes. I guess he's back. Bill Goldberg, Lex Luger, Hollywood Hulk Hogan, Kevin Nash. Then we get a mini Bill Goldberg, Bam Bam Bigelow hype video, and then a mini Ric Flair, Hulk Hogan hype video. They were both very clunky and just thrown together.
I will say, as a whole, the video packages seemed out of place.
They did. They were
Like
an afterthought.
Well, what I'm saying is like they would be like, "Oh, here's a video package for a match," and then, but that's coming up later. Next, we got this match. Like, well, then why not show it before the match? Why are you showing it now so I can forget about it by the time the match starts?
I don't mind building the matchup in the middle of the show because they didn't do it for every match. It was just, well, first of all, there was no words. I think words, like some narration would have helped. Maybe a little bit longer. It just seemed like, well, we have this break that we have here. We need to kill like 5 minutes.
Well, they could have. What I'm saying is they could have done it like, I don't know. Yeah,
you want the WWE shit where they, you want Vince's formula.
Yeah, it didn't make sense. So, like, for instance, they had the tag team titles there when you open the show, and they play a video package for the tag team tournament, and it's like, but that match is later. Right now we have whoever was first. And it's like, well then,
I don't know. It's like a commercial within the show.
Why are you trying to get me? Well, why are you trying to get me excited?
Because that's coming up. They want you to keep watching.
See, okay. You didn't have a problem with it. That's good.
I see what you're saying. I understand the flow and blah blah blah, but if they're gonna try something different, at least put some effort into it.
True.
So Mike Tenay, Tony Schiavone, and Bobby the Brain Heenan on commentary. Schiavone says Ric Flair has the weight of the world on his shoulders. Also, the tag titles have been vacated, and we're going to crown new champions tonight. We sure are. Schiavone says says to Heenan that Flair's been 13-time world champion, and he's coming in as president of WCW. Also, Hulk Hogan will stop at nothing to keep his title. Heenan says Hogan and Flair have been in high-profile matches. It's up to Flair to show up tonight. He's the one that has all the pressure. Tenay says that what was once a professional rivalry has turned into a personal grudge match. And Flair has dedicated the match to his family tonight. And Schiavone agrees that Schiavone agrees with Tenay and then brings up the tag titles again. And then they take us to the World Tag Team Tournament. It's a hype video. Dean Malenko, Chris Benoit, and Barry Windham and Mr. Perfect are the best of the best. And then we'll find out who's walking away with the titles after they wrestle. They have this convoluted thing where, was it Malenko and Benoit have to win to get another match so they can win the titles or some shit?
Yes, the tournament was double elimination, and apparently Mr. Perfect, Kurt Hennig and Barry Windham hadn't lost in the tournament. So Benoit and Malenko lost to Windham and Perfect, so they had to win a match to then move to the finals, which then it would be whoever wins. But if Hennig and Windham had won the first match, then it would have just been the one match.
Yeah, very convoluted.
Yeah.
And then Malenko and Benoit gave very stiff promos. Very interesting.
Then they made the mistake of putting them in a promo.
Then they kick it to Mean Gene Okerlund. And then Okerlund pretends to care about the tag titles, but then pivots to the WCW hotline. And he says he's going to talk about the tag titles and some very interesting things. But he's only going to share what those things are if we call the WCW hotline.
I got to be honest, that was a weak one from him. He's like, oh, if you want to talk about the business, call the hotline. Well, that's pretty weak. And you don't even give any details of what we're talking about.
Yep. We have Disco Inferno versus Booker T. Somehow Disco Inferno is still part of the Wolfpack, and he's still the newest member. And that match this match came about because Disco talked shit to Stevie Ray and Booker in the back. Looks like the brothers are starting to make up. And then Booker choked Disco.
Yes. The Stevie Ray and Booker T were almost reconciling. You know, Stevie Ray, who's in the Wolfpack, in the NWO, so he shouldn't really be conversating with someone not in the NWO, who's Booker T, but it's his brother. So there's that. And yeah. I don't know why Disco got choked out for it, but he just shouldn't have been there.
He was talking shit.
Yeah. Wrong place, wrong time for him.
Well, this is another match where somehow Disco Inferno was allowed to be competitive, but his stupid dancing ultimately fucked him. And then Booker won with a Harlem Hangover. And after the match, Mike Tenay said Disco got an axe kicking because Booker uses an axe kick.
Yep. This was a good match. Was it too competitive? Probably, as it is Disco Inferno. But I remember they did do the thing where, I don't know, when the bell rings, he would be able to hold his own. Like they went through that whole thing about him not being able to wrestle, but then he would wrestle.
Yeah.
You remember? Like, and then he'd like invent moves.
Oh, yeah.
So honestly, he's pretty good. Like, he was pretty good at playing what he was supposed to play.
He's good. He's good. I like Disco Inferno. My issue with him is that he's now in the NWO, the Wolfpack. This is the premier faction of the whole fucking WCW. This is the faction that's going to topple the legacy that is World Championship Wrestling. And somehow they deem it necessary to recruit this motherfucker who 2 years we've been watching this shit, and he still loses because the motherfucker keeps dancing. There's commitment to the gimmick, and then there's just being retarded.
Well, he is committed.
But yeah, it was a good match. Disco can wrestle. He can go. I enjoyed that submission he had, that fucking reverse figure 4 thing he did. He built it up and he finally did it. I was so happy for him.
Yeah, that's coming. Yeah, that was during the arc of you can't wrestle, and then he started to create moves, and that was one he created, or he came out with.
We have Chris Jericho versus Perry Saturn. This is a return dress match. I don't know how official it was, though. Jericho came out with referee Scott Dickinson and also Ralphus, who is dressed like one of the Golden Girls. And so it's one thing for Saturn to wear the dress, but was the eyeliner necessary?
Well, he was really committed to it.
Okay.
Hmm.
So the bell rings. Jericho berates Saturn, calls him a cross-dresser. Then Saturn just whoops on him. They fight in the crowd for a little bit. Saturn rips Ralphus's dress off for no reason. He did the 10 punches to Jericho with Jericho's head under his dress. Hope he took a shower. And then Saturn gets Jericho in the rings of Saturn. Jericho reaches the ropes. Jericho hits Saturn with the lion salt. Saturn kicked out of that. Then he hits Jericho with a Death Valley driver. Then Saturn hits Scott Dickinson, the referee, with a Death Valley driver. Then Saturn walks off yelling, "Life's a drag," because he's a man in a dress. Jericho and Dickinson recover. Jericho is declared the winner by countout, even though there was no countout. And yeah.
Well, it didn't matter. He was going to get disqualified either way when he
Yeah,
Death
but
Valley driver the ref.
I guess. Fair enough. That's semantics.
Yeah. The ref, who I would say really called it down the middle.
Yeah, he was fine.
But, he came out with Jericho, so you would think there would be more cheating, but he didn't even cheat.
No. Just everyone seems to, I don't know. It's a weird little angle they took. And you're just not touching that with a 10-foot pole, are you?
No. But
Gotcha.
I do want to say, though, there was a fan who had a sign that said something about Hogan can bite me or something like that. And the security guard took it from him. He saw it on camera.
Oh,
So even back then, they were taking signs.
that's fucked. That wasn't even the bad.
Yeah, but they didn't want it. So Hogan probably was like, "Get that one, brother."
Can't let the Hulkamaniac see that.
Yeah.
Well, then we go to the internet location. Some nobody's talking to Rey and Conan, Rey Mysterio Jr. Specifically, they're talking about the possibility of Rey losing his mask. Rey says there's no way he's losing his mask tonight because he and K-Dog are such good friends. Conan calls the outsiders strawberry fools, and they don't know the streets like Conan does. Then it bleeds into a DDP Scott Steiner hype video. Steiner's trying to fuck DDP's wife. DDP doesn't like that very much. And then Steiner tosses Kimberly out of a moving car. So they have to fight now. They have to fight. It's kind of
My question of it all was, why was she dressed like that?
like a burglar.
Yeah, well, she was wearing all black and had like a black jacket on. It's like, why are you dressed like that?
And the hat.
Yeah, like
I don't know. Maybe she was doing some promotional thing. I don't know.
yeah, it was weird. But yeah, she got thrown out of the car. So I guess.
Then we have Chavo Guerrero Jr. versus Billy Kidman for the Cruiserweight title. Chavo and Kidman were tag partners until the tournament. Then they split up, the big tag tournament that they hype up throughout the pay-per-view. And then Kidman won with the shooting star press. I thought this was the boringest fucking match ever. The LWO shit didn't last very long, did it?
Nope.
Kind
And
of crazy that it's still like a thing.
yeah, and I was thinking like Kidman's kind of all there is to him is that shooting star press. Like he's just a move.
I like his he does like this power bomb thing into a face buster. He does a springboard leg drop, the shooting star press. He's got a couple good moves, but he's just he's just a white dude in a wife beater and shorts. There's nothing to him. And he's lanky. He's not lanky, but he's frail looking.
I mean, maybe he could have, I don't know, some outfit or something. Yeah, just out there in a freaking wife beater.
Well, definitely not tights because he did that in WWE and he looked goofy.
Well, it's like he's still in the flock, but they're long gone. It would seem.
Yeah, he just does. He's very vanilla. Chavo's not any better. I'd say he's the Mexican equivalent to Billy Kidman. But at least Chavo can wrestle.
I mean, he had a little bit when he had Pepe, I guess. I don't know.
Norman Smiley took that from him, though.
Yeah.
Well, then there's a Bill Goldberg, Bam Bam Bigelow hype video, which nothing to it, just like all the others. And then we have Mr. Perfect and Barry Windham versus Chris Benoit and Dean Malenko. This is for the tag team titles. If Benoit and Malenko win, they have to wrestle Perfect and Windham again after a 30-second rest period. And Windham is the only one he's the only one choosing to wrestle in jeans. And I'm not sure if they're NWO anymore.
They're not. But it is good that he took his jacket off this time.
Okay.
So last time he wrestled in the vest.
Well, yeah, he wrestled in a wife beater and jeans. I don't think that was much better. He looked like a slob.
He did, but it was a little bit better than the vest. It's like, you didn't even take your jacket off? Come on now.
So to recap, Disco Inferno is the newest member of the NWO Wolfpack / whatever, NWO. But they can't make room for Barry fucking Windham and Mr. Perfect.
Well, I think they may have gotten kicked out. I think they said something like that.
They got kicked out. Why would you kick out Mr. Perfect and Barry Windham?
Well, Windham was never in the NWO, but I think they kicked out Mr. Perfect for some reason.
But they have Disco Inferno.
Yes.
Who loses via dancing.
Yeah. He'll probably be out too. There wasn't a lot of black and white representation on this one, though.
Were they even there?
No.
Weird. Hold on, I went on a big diatribe about Disco being the Wolfpack.
We're at the tag team.
Yeah. So, no, I'm talking about my notes.
Oh.
I went to a big diatribe about Disco. Pretty much what you would expect from four legends in a match together. It's really fucking long, though. Really long. It was really awesome, especially Windham and Malenko, because they're both, kind of technicians. But then, like, there was a point in the match where I'm like, man, I wish this was like 5 minutes shorter. And also, Windham being as big as he was, jumping all over the place for Malenko and Benoit just kind of took me out of it. I think that should have been saved for Perfect, personally. Like, Windham had to take a knee to properly punch Malenko.
He was a big dude.
Benoit hit the diving headbutt. Windham broke up the pin and distracted the referee long enough for Perfect to eventually kick out. Lots of broken up pins or lots of near falls, I should say. Malenko gets Windham in the Texas Cloverleaf. Mr. Perfect breaks it up, and then he gets Malenko gets Windham back in the Cloverleaf, and then Windham just taps out immediately. So that was weird. And then Malenko and Benoit don't give Mr. Perfect a 30-second rest period like they're supposed to. And then Malenko goes to put Wyndham back in the cloverleaf. Wyndham just chokes Malenko out with his belt. And he covers Malenko while still strangling him. And Mr. Perfect and Barry Windham are now the tag team champions, who for some reason the NWO don't have any room for.
Yes. And I will say with this match, yeah, it seemed like it took forever to get to the first pin, and then the second one just came like immediately after. So it was
Yes.
a little weird. I kind of got like it's like they're just filling time type wrestling. Not the whole match, but at some point it's just like, well, they're just filling time here until, they have 20 minutes and they're just filling the time.
It started off really good and it just kind of, I don't know, I got lost.
Yeah. I think maybe it was all the damn breakups, which is good for tag team wrestling, but there were a lot of breakups.
Yes.
And then
I think it was just the Benoit, and it was the size difference. I hate to say it.
Yeah.
They were wrestling as equals as opposed to, men with size advantage or disadvantages.
Yeah, now there was a moment where Benoit, before he hits the diving headbutt, he blew snot onto Henning, and then you can see it on his shirt when he got up, or his spandex when he got up. It's like, it's right there. Like he really hit him with it. Like it was a big snot bubble.
I would have quit the match.
Yeah, it's like, what are you doing, man?
Nope. No.
Like I always thought he was just making the gesture, but then to actually see the snot on Henning's back, it's like, oh. Oh.
Yeah, I always wonder how they keep their composure when they spit on each other and shit.
Yeah, I'd have to be like, let's not do that.
Yeah. I mean, I can do it to you. If that's your thing, but we have a Scott Hall hype video after that. He beat Chris Benoit to be the number one contender for the U.S. title. Kevin Nash helped. Bret Hart's the U.S. champion. He's still in WCW, remember? And he's forced to wrestle Roddy Piper, even though he's injured. But it turns out he faked it. And Will Sasso got involved, and he got beat up by Bret. And he ends up costing Bret the title. And now Scott Hall has to wrestle Roddy Piper. While Bret Hart, I believe, has to wrestle Will Sasso.
Yeah, this is when they built that whole thing off of Saturday Night, or what was it, Mad TV?
Mad TV.
So,
yeah.
Yes, Will Sasso is going to be wrestling Bret Hart.
Yep.
There's another one.
Well, then we have the Outsiders versus Rey Mysterio Jr. and Conan. And this is a hair versus mask match. Luger was supposed to team with Nash, but Luger got hurt. Luger might also be fucking Miss Elizabeth at this point. And her hair is on the line. I was wrong. I thought it was Kevin Nash's.
Yeah, they couldn't do that. They had to do Miss Elizabeth. Who was striking, by the way.
Of course. Nash gets on the mic and all he says is Oaktown Cali. And the crowd cheered. Heenan, who would just not let the stipulation go about Ray losing his mask. He's like, well, if he doesn't want to lose his mask, he shouldn't wear it. I felt like Shivani and Tenay legitimately got upset with him. Like, just let it go, dude.
Yeah, he was on it for a bit.
So Ray does his flippity doos. Hall ends up catching him and does a fall away slam, then yells "suck it." Nash gets in. He tosses Ray around, tags Hall back in. Hall ends up going for a razor's edge on Ray. Ray escapes, tags Conan in. Conan runs wild until Nash hits him with a cheap shot. Ray ends up getting tagged in and starts running wild. And Conan does moves that involves throwing Ray into Nash or Hall. And then a brawl ensues. Luger pulls Conan out of the ring and starts beating his ass with one arm. Ray hits Nash with a moonsault, but Miss Elizabeth distracts the referee. And Hall hits Ray with a razor's edge, pulls Nash on top of Ray for the cover. And then after the match, the bad guys make Ray take his mask off. And Conan helped.
Yep, he loosened it.
And then the bad guys laughed at how ugly Ray is.
And we are then now going to
Hip Hop Ray.
Yes.
Was it the... Oh, fuck, what did he... It wasn't the Mexicools. He had some weird little team name.
I'm sure it's something like that.
Ray has a tiny head, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Well, after that, we got Scott Steiner versus DDP. It's for the WCW World Title. They didn't even stop the Wolfpack music. They just let it play until Steiner came out, which I thought was funny. And then Steiner plucks out some lady from the audience, calls the lady a hoochie. She danced. That's when women were proud to be whores.
Yes.
The good old days. Then he calls the crowd scumbags. And if anybody in the building has a woman... I just love how he says it. If anybody in the building has a woman I'm going to just take her. There's not a damn thing anyone can do about it.
Yep.
It's just the delivery. Steiner tells DDP it's not his fault. DDP's wife wants to fuck him. And then DDP comes out, starts off as a fight with DDP getting most of the offense. Buff Bagwell comes out to help Steiner. And then DDP whoops on Bagwell and Steiner. Apparently it's just it just flips into a no DQ match because Bagwell just keeps blatantly interfering. They even said something about it.
DDP told the ref to just let him go. So, yes.
Okay.
It then effectively becomes a handicap match.
And Steiner beats on Page for a while. Bagwell slides a chair in the ring and distracts the ref. And I guess DQs count now because why would you just... I don't know. So Steiner whacks DDP with the chair. Bagwell exposes the turnbuckle. Bagwell gets caught by the ref and ejected.
Yes.
So, again...
now the DQs count.
DDP... Do they? Just wait. So DDP starts making a comeback. Steiner tries to use the chair on Page again, and the ref takes the chair away. Steiner chases the ref around the ring until he runs into a clothesline from DDP. And Steiner hits a Frankensteiner from the top rope. Page survives the pin. DDP goes for a diamond cutter. Steiner blocks it. Then he just starts repeatedly ramming DDP in the exposed turnbuckles from earlier. And the ref just watches and does nothing. He makes like concerned faces like, oh. Steiner locks in the Steiner recliner. DDP passes out. And then Steiner then throws the ref out of the ring and poses. Medical staff come out, check on DDP. Steiner talks shit about DDP's wife. And then, DDP's taken away in a stretcher.
Poor DDP. Didn't get his revenge. And this was also another line from Heenan, because he's asking if like a husband and wife ever something about them sharing the same bedpan and it being cheaper for them. And then, yeah, Shivani and Tanae got on him for that. And then,
They were on one. He was
yeah,
on one tonight, wasn't
he's like, I'm sorry. I won't say it again. I won't say anymore.
he? Let me go to the internet location. Mark Madden is there to make Bam Bam Bigelow look thinner. And then Bam Bam thinks he's beaten Goldberg.
Yeah.
But before that, we have Scott Hall versus Roddy Piper. It's for the WCW United States Championship. And Hall came out with fucking Disco Inferno, his right-hand man. Piper kicks Hall's ass. Disco Inferno distracts Piper. So now now Hall kicks Piper's ass. They both blatantly uppercut each other in the dick. Hall kicks Piper's ass some more. Piper locks in a sleeper hold. Disco gets involved again, only to get his ass whooped again. Nash comes out, and then Hall pins Piper with his feet on the ropes. Piper refuses to believe he lost after the match. Ref has to raise Hall's hand. And then Piper tosses the belt on the mat. Hall tries to jump Piper with the title belt, and he gets decked. Bad guys try to beat Piper up, and then Piper gets out of the ring and yells something and leaves.
I think he said bullshit.
Oh, okay.
It was a good. Oh,
Kind of,
I was
No,
gonna
go
say
ahead.
it was a good match for me. It was entertaining. Like, I like how Piper would just like blatantly cheat, and that's his thing. It's just like poke him in the eye, or I guess that was the biggest one. It was like when he went for a punch and then just poked him in the eye, kind of like Randy Orton does.
one of the dick
Yeah.
punches.
So yeah, it was like it was an entertaining thing going on there for me.
That was all right. The I don't know, the setup was kind of convoluted with how they fucked over Brett. So now he has to wrestle Will Sasso.
Yep. Gotta get that big match in there.
Well, up next we have Bam Bam Bigelow versus Goldberg. Bam Bam has no music and wants to be the first guy to beat Goldberg without a taser. Commentary rubbed their nipples over Goldberg again. They were talking about how great he is and yada, yada, yada. You need a taser to beat Goldberg.
Yeah. How does
You need
anybody
100
beat
tasers.
him without a taser? You don't.
Yeah. So they do a lot of shouting at each other and the crowd. Like they shout at each other, they turn to the crowd, they shout at the crowd, and then they just start circling each other in the ring. So there's a lot of that. Goldberg wanted to show off his new wrestling moves. He did a cool transition into an armbar. I forget what the setup was, but just immediately went into an armbar. It was a weak one, but it had potential. He even tossed Bam Bam. They didn't like build up to the big slam. Bam Bam kind of kicks Goldberg's ass, and he works on his leg, making sure to keep him grounded. And he goes up for a moonsault. Goldberg recovers, yanks Bigelow off the ropes, goes for a spear, and then Bigelow just rolls out of the ring because he outsmarted former NFL player. So they tussle for a little bit more, and then Goldberg just hits the spear. And he goes for a jackhammer, thinks twice about it, hits a second spear, and then he wins with the jackhammer.
Well, it was one of the weaker jackhammers, but Bam Bam is like a million pounds.
Yeah.
So you can expect that.
He's not a small man, no.
Yeah. I was surprised that Bam Bam got as much offense as he did, because he did control a good portion of the match, working the leg. And I feel like the crowd was like just waiting, just waiting for the big move.
Yeah.
Like, oh, he's just slowing him down. He's gonna explode at some point, and we're just waiting for that. And
I don't think anybody
in
in the building believed that Bam Bam was going to win.
True, which is sad because apparently that was the whole reason he was in WCW, was to beat Goldberg, as they said many times. That's why he's here, is to beat Goldberg.
Well, he failed.
Yeah. They never addressed, like, or maybe they did on like the weekly television, like why it was so important for him to beat Goldberg of all people. Like everybody on the roster, why do you need to beat? Like, why Goldberg specifically?
Because he's the best.
That's fair. And we haven't even gotten to greetings from Asbury Park Bam Bam yet.
No, we have not.
So there is more from this guy coming.
That was a pussy fart of a introduction, though.
Yeah.
Well, finally, we have Hollywood Hogan versus Ric Flair for the WCW World Heavyweight Championship. And Hogan is still rocking both NWO colors. And again, the black and white was nowhere to be seen in this pay-per-view. And I got to be honest, this whole pay-per-view was very boring and blasé for me. There's nothing about it that I found like compelling. Until this match. I love this match. It was a barn burner from the jump. Flair and Hogan, they seemingly worked very stiff. I don't ever remember seeing Hogan be as aggressive as he was. He's usually either a bitch getting his ass whooped, using cheap shots to get the advantage, or he's just the baby face coming from behind. I've never seen him just like take it to somebody like he did. This Hogan was fucking awesome. I love how they fought on the floor. Hogan used a chair on Flair right in front of the ref. Of course, the ref didn't do anything about it. Flair gets busted open. They fight some more. Neither man backing down. Hogan especially going right after Flair. Hogan starts using his weightlifting belt on Flair. Again, the ref did nothing but just watch and flinch. Hogan chops Flair in the corner. Hogan teases doing the fucking Hulk up. And he just like starts charging at Flair. Everybody fucking popped. He gave the face.
Yeah, because Flair was chopping him, and then he like was about to Hulk up on him.
Yeah, it's great. I don't know if that was intentional or if he just kind of lost himself. Either way, though, that got a fucking amazing reaction. It was just really cool to see. So
it
Flair
was almost. Oh, I was just gonna say it almost looked like one of those chops woke him up or something. Or maybe it hit him a little too hard, and he was like, "Oh shit,
that's it, motherfucker."
Yeah, like it pissed him off.
I could see that too. Yeah. Flair kicks Hogan in the dick and gets his weightlifting belt from him and starts whipping him. To be fair, the ref didn't do anything about that either. Hogan gets busted open, and then this great match, this fucking amazing match is happening. This masterpiece. And what happens? Torrie Wilson comes out for no reason and starts repeatedly slapping Flair, and then just gets down on the floor and stands ringside. And then Flair turns around and just starts continuing to beat the shit out of Hogan. So that the slaps did nothing. Flair goes for a cover. Hogan kicks out. Flair squishes the ref. Like Hogan does the kick out where he bench presses Flair, and ref ends up getting squished. And then Hogan elbow drops the ref, which I thought was funny. Still do.
Yeah, they said he wanted to make sure that the ref stayed down longer.
I thought like Hogan's was too fucked up or something. He thought that was Flair. I don't know. Either way,
Well, that's what they call it on commentary. It's like, oh,
right.
he wants to make sure the ref stays down longer. Now I don't know why, because clearly he's not calling DQ. So
So yeah, he elbow drops the ref, and then he goes for the leg drop, and he misses. And Flair kicks Hogan's ass some more, and a man in a ski mask comes out. And Flair gets Hogan in the figure 4. Ski mask guy tases. They love the tasers, man. So he tases Flair. Hogan gets the pin, and then the ski mask guy is revealed to be David Flair, and of course he's in the Wolfpack as well. So to recap, the Wolfpack does not appear to have room for Mr. Perfect and Barry Windham, but Disco Inferno and David Flair have a home.
Yep, and Torrie Wilson.
Well, I get that. David stuns Rick some more, and then walks around opening his jacket to show off the NWO shirt while Torrie Wilson rubs his shoulders. And the bad guys celebrate.
Yeah. I mean, it sets up a good story, I guess.
Does it?
Yeah. David is now in the NWO. They played the whole time that Flair was fighting for his family, only for his family to turn on him.
We talked about Billy Kidman being vanilla. What the hell is this? What the hell is this?
Maybe he comes around. I haven't heard him on the mic yet.
If I remember correctly, he does not come around.
Oh. I mean, last we saw him, he was getting his ass beat by the whole NWO. And now he's a part of them, so.
He kind of has a Chotch vibe.
Yeah, I could see that.
But that was Super Brawl. I thought on a whole, the entire pay-per-view was ass up until the main event, and then Torrie Wilson came out and just completely shit all over that. I never thought I'd say that in my life. I never thought I'd be disappointed to see Torrie Wilson.
Yeah. Yeah, it was, for me, it was more like it was just a pay-per-view that was there. It's like, I don't know, if you're relaxing on a Sunday or something, you just want to put wrestling on, you just put it on and let it run. Don't pay too much attention to it. It's kind of that. It's just like, I don't know, wrestling comfort.
That was a cool version of Hogan, though.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Bruce Buffer, he brought it this week with the announcement. I don't have written it down. I didn't write it down, but he brought it.
I missed it.
Yeah, he was saying something about usually, Hogan being the biggest icon in wrestling, and he's the leader of the NWO, a faction who's brought all this turmoil to WCW, and then when Flair came out, he was talking about how Ric Flair promised that he was going to put his personal vendetta aside, and he's just going to wrestle. He's going to wrestle this match without the personal vendetta. Like, he's going to keep it fair, or I don't know. But yeah, it was a good announcement from him.
Okay.
And it was
he's been kind of on a downslope. I guess I trained not to listen to him now.
Yeah, I guess when Hogan's there, he's like, "Let's go over what you're gonna say, brother."
Let me write that for you, brother.
Yeah. You're not gonna say that, are you? Let me here. I got something for you.
Well, that was Super Brawl 9. Next, we have WCW Uncensored, 1999. It's in Louisville, Kentucky. The main event is Nature Boy Ric Flair versus Hollywood Hulk Hogan. This time it's in a steel cage match. Also, First Blood. Of course, it's for the title.
I'll be honest. I've seen this match.
Oh, yeah?
Very recently.
Okay.
Yeah, I was watching the WCW channel and they played it for some reason. Boy, is it a doozy though.
Great.
Yeah. It is a doozy.
So this Hogan Flair match is going to be just like Angle and Benoit. It's going to be this one fucking amazing moment that just dies and is never seen again.
Well, I don't know. I don't want to tell you too much about it.
That's fair. I'll see it.
You'll just have to see it.
But before that, we have ECW Hardcore Heaven 1995. We're in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. This is the second Hardcore Heaven event. It took place July 1st, 1995 in the ECW Arena, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. It's very redundant. Sorry about that. 8 professional wrestling matches were contested. The main event was the Gangstas, which was Mustafa and New Jack. They're making their in-ring ECW debut against Public Enemy. God, talk about a mismatch.
I know, they're the Hardcore Legends Public Enemy.
You got the Gangstas versus fake Gangstas.
You got Public Enemy.
Whatever.
We saw them in WCW. They're Hardcore Legends.
The event marked the final appearance of Shane Douglas in ECW. He departed to join the World Wrestling Federation. Did great things as Dean Douglas.
Underrated gimmick, by the way.
Yeah. Marked the debut of the Dudley Brothers. This was a stable that would ultimately evolve into the tag team known as the Dudley Boys. We will see Too Cold Scorpio versus Taz, which may be the only thing worth watching.
ECW Taz is something to behold.
And Too Cold Scorpio is fucking awesome. Then we have Raven and Stevie Richards versus Tommy Dreamer and Luna Vachon.
Like for the Luna Vachon?
Yes.
That's
for
interesting.
The ECW tag team titles. Yep. Then we have Axel Rotten versus Ian Rotten. This is a Taipei death match.
Okay.
And then Sandman versus Cactus Jack.
None of anything you just said made any sense to me. But we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Like Axel Rotten, Ian Rotten, and Taipei deathmatch. None of that made sense to me.
I don't know. I'm envisioning like you're at some party and the two biggest, loudest, fattest, smelliest white guys get into a fight over the last beer or something.
Yeah, but then you said Taipei, which I don't know. It seems to me like that's I don't want to say. I don't want to be wrong. So
I would assume that there's just kendo sticks.
Okay.
But we'll find out. It is a death match, so there's probably knowing them.
Yeah.
I'm not too familiar with the Rotten's catalog, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it's going to be gory at least. And then we have Sandman versus Cactus Jack for the ECW World Heavyweight title.
That'll be fun.
It'll be interesting. But that is our Wrestling Rewind.
Wrestling Rewind. So far, so good. And before we get out of here, as usual, we do have some stories to go over. Before we get into the stories, though, let's check where we are. How you doing, chat? If anybody's still there, hit the like button and the subscribe button if you haven't already. Tyler in the chat, if you're still there. Probably not, because it was a long time ago. Apparently he's our leader. So what that means, we ain't giving you any money. I know that. But he is our leader of the night. We have a leaderboard thing, and Tyler's the leader. So again, don't know what that means. Figure it out later. Maybe YouTube could tell us, things like that instead of just springing it on us. But let's get into some stories. And we are going to start with let's start with the oldest first. Oldest as in the story that happened longest ago. And that's Bill Goldberg. So Bill Goldberg, he is pissed. I tell you, pissed with what happened to him at the Saturday Night's Main Event. Now, we did cover Saturday Night's Main Event. We did a full review on it. It's going to be Lost in the Desert Realm. But we did do a review on it. And during the review, we did mention that Goldberg, he had his match. After the match, he went to talk on the mic, and then they went off the air. Well, Goldberg, he appeared on the Ariel Hawani podcast, and I guess he expanded on his experience with the Saturday Night's Main Event. So let's hear what Goldberg has to say about the Saturday Night's Main Event experience.
Hopefully I was able to cover a lot of it up, and and I had my retirement match. I had 91 people fly in from all around the world, that were personal guests of mine. And I don't know if I want to kickstart that again and say, hey guys, guess what? I didn't retire. I'm going to go one more time. You don't plan stuff like that. In the world of professional wrestling, I guess you're not retired until you're dead. But, in principle, yeah, I'm retired.
Can I ask and perhaps shoot straight with you, Bill? It feels like you're battling like mixed emotions here about everything. That it's something that you're not quite sure how to feel about in the immediate aftermath. Is that accurate?
Let's just say I'm pissed off at the way I went out. Because I put so much into it, and I don't feel as though the effort was reciprocated to put a stamp on what I accomplished. I'm not going to say that I'm not ecstatic about the opportunity that I got, but I was a WCW guy, man. I don't know, man. I don't know. I think it could have been done a little bit differently. That's all. And I'm happy with my performance. I'm happy with, the setting, but could it have been better? Absolutely. It can always be better.
And I know you mentioned this 2-week thing, but
You got anything?
What the hell was he looking at?
I thought you were gonna jump out. I think there was someone there in the room with him.
Oh, it was very distracting.
Yeah, I think there's someone with him. Honestly, I thought you were gonna come in hot.
Oh, because he doesn't like his match?
Well, okay. It's not. First of all, I guess the question here is because there's been a lot of content creators who have made videos on this. A lot of people have weighed in on this. what's his name, Peter Rosenberg, and then you have like Stevie Richards and other
Shout out
people.
Stevie Richards. Great
Shout out.
channel.
But other people have weighed in on it, and they all seem to have the same thought that Goldberg is ungrateful, and that he should be grateful for what he got. And
I don't know if it's gratitude. I just think I don't know. It sounded like he wanted his dick sucked more than he got, and that just didn't happen. He wanted like a parade. He wanted like the Undertaker's exit.
Well, I don't even think it was that far. I think it was just him wanting to. I mean, he said it. He was okay with the match, right? He wasn't going to win. So I don't think it was the match that was the issue. I think
it was the match itself wasn't an issue. The build, the fact that it was on a Saturday night's main event, the fact that his speech got cut off, the fact that it wasn't it just wasn't a big deal.
Yeah, it was kind of WWE just trying to get it over with.
And he kind of alluded to the fact that maybe because he's a WCW guy that they still have a grudge against him or whatever, which I think that's bullshit.
He might be onto something. I will say I agree with him for the most part. I was going to make the joke last week when we were talking about it. It's like, well, looks like he's going to have to go to AEW to get a proper retirement, because of the cutting the speech off part. Like, he's not going to go out like that. He's going to have to go to AEW.
Well, didn't they do that with Sting? Didn't they cut his speech off?
Did they?
I felt like they cut something off.
Well, they cut his career off because he got hurt.
Okay.
But yeah,
I could be wrong.
Sting didn't get a proper, like a good farewell. Now, yeah, his was injury, so that's different. I mean, you have him out there losing to Triple H of all people for. By the way, Undertaker's on the card at the time.
In fairness, the Sting got the retirement tour or whatever, the farewell tour, whatever the fuck they called it. I think it was just the only flaw to that was not the only flaw, but I think the biggest one was his last match. It just kind of seemed like they cut it off. I could be wrong. I might be thinking of something else.
Are you talking about a WWE?
No, in AEW.
Oh.
The pay-per-view went too long or something, and they had to cut some of it off.
No, they definitely wouldn't have done that. Tony Khan does not cut pay-per-view short unless they had. I mean, it's pay-per-view. What are you going to do? Like, you got to go off the air so you can get the Big Bang Theory up next? No. People were pretty happy with Sting's run in in AEW. He didn't lose a match, and he went out as a champion. And then, like, the next night they had to retire, or they relinquished the titles or something. And his sons got to, like, come out and play a version of him. So that was good for him, too. Like, one son was the Beach Sting. One son was the Crow Sting.
He also talked Ric Flair out of bleeding.
Yeah. So, yeah, overall, people were pretty happy with how Sting's retirement went. I mean, people were calling that the moment of 2024. So that's what I say. Maybe Goldberg goes to AEW and gets treated. Now, he's already shat on AEW, so I don't know if he's going to have to do some work there, but
I don't know if there's any. Yeah. I don't think he would go to AEW.
Yeah, probably not. But yeah, for everybody saying he's ungrateful because he got. There's a lot of people saying he got exactly. I don't know. They're saying his contribution to wrestling isn't as big as he thinks it is. Because in this interview, he said, they wouldn't have done that to the Undertaker.
Well,
this man cut his retirement speech off.
yeah, I think making a comparison to Bill Goldberg and The Undertaker, I think that's unfair. I would say more like the Ultimate Warrior. It was very brief, but the brief time he was there, that was a hell of an impact. I mean,
Yeah.
fuck, it's how many years has it been since he was in his prime? We've only seen him hold the WCW title once, and we're still talking about how great he was.
Yeah, it was a very, very flash in the pan, if you will. Like it didn't. It was just a couple. Yeah, we're doing the retro review right now, and I think they just said he's been in the business for 2 years. So it wasn't a long time, but he did make a big impact.
I don't think
Which is
guys
why I
like
think-
that are made for like 20-year careers either.
Yeah, if you're doing high impact stuff like that, you're not. You gotta work a softer style or something. But maybe he didn't. Maybe his whole goal was not to work, be in there 20 years. It's like those UFC fighters that, all their matches are either a knockout or like
I
every
think
match they have is ended by some kind of stop.
I think wherever Bill Goldberg wanted to be is whoever praised him the most. He just wanted to feel special.
Well, like I said, I think he does have some good gripes. Like, he mentioned that they didn't promote it. Like through he in this interview, he talked about how since I think they told him about it in January, but then they've held him off TV. They didn't do anything until now, 3 weeks out. Now, it didn't help that John Cena was also doing his retirement tour, so that didn't help things. But remember, this whole thing got set up in, what was it, October or November, when Gunther did the shove thing.
Yeah, it's been over a year.
Yeah, so it got set up a while ago. You think they could have been building it? You think they could have put more emphasis behind that this is Goldberg's last match? I guess, to be fair on that point, though, now that I'm thinking about it, what else are they building outside of, because they got 900 pay-per-views. Every other week there's a pay-per-view that they have to build for. So it's kind of just the nature of what they're doing now. So I don't know if it was slighted at him. I think it's just more of where the product is right now.
Oh, it has nothing to do with him, I don't think. Like everything is just not built properly. There's nothing that makes you want to watch it.
Yeah.
And Bill's he's not the rule. He's he's not the exception. He's the rule. And he knows the machine that he's getting into. Every time he goes into WWE, he seems to have a gripe of some sort. They didn't treat me well. I'm Bill Goldberg. So then stop going back.
Everybody's using the spear. Remember he said that. They have everybody doing the spear to take away from his spear.
Oh, yeah, and he said Roman's was the weakest. And didn't even rate Jey Uso's.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh.
He said, was it Braun Breaker, Edge? I forget the list, but Roman was last.
Well, it makes sense that he would. It's probably for the better that he didn't rate Jey Uso, because then you're gonna have a problem with Rikishi.
True.
And you don't want that smoke.
But he didn't even have him on the list. That might piss Rikishi off.
I mean, But he also said that like only Braun Breaker should be doing the spear right now. Everybody else, yeah, take it out of your offense.
Well, that just makes sense for logistics. Why you gotta have 6 people doing the same fucking move?
Yeah. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. Just like everybody doing the freaking super kick.
Yes.
Like
That
not
used to be one of the
necessary.
most exciting moves in all of wrestling, and now it's just there.
It's as common as a punch now.
Yes.
It might be more common than a punch.
That's true. I guess depends who's wrestling.
Yeah. It's an USO match. Get out of the way. Because there's going to be super kicks. A lot of them. But yeah, I think Goldberg, he does have a justified complaint. But like I said,
If you
I
say
think it's
so.
just I think it's the nature of the product right now as opposed to just him being slighted. Because yes, his complaints were that they didn't build it properly. Okay, we can confirm that. They cut off his speech. We can confirm that. Like he wasn't complaining about losing his final match or anything like that. He was just complaining that they didn't, they cut him off with 30 seconds.
They didn't treat him as special as he felt he should be treated.
Yeah, they didn't give him his proper speech time or whatever.
Well, maybe he shouldn't have gone so long on the match.
Well, he addressed that. He said, well, they could have planned properly for that. I don't know. They didn't. It was cable TV, so you knew when it was going off. Like, okay, you have this amount of time specifically. Like, it shouldn't have been a surprise. But again, is it that they cut him off, or is it that they always have these problems because they just have a problem booking? Like, how many times have we seen the show just cut off because they ran out of time? The answer is a lot.
It is interesting that Rollins got hurt and they still ran out of time.
Yes. I was thinking about that. It's like, you had this unplanned injury, but you still ran out of time. It's almost as if that injury was part of the time allotted.
Right.
But that's tinfoil hat stuff there.
Well, the whole show was kind of dragging, but I don't remember anything like specifically that would have been like, oh, they're just killing time here.
Yeah, like usually when stuff like that happens, they'll like go to commercial and then they'll come back and maybe play like a video package, or someone will go out there and talk shit.
Yeah.
Then
Jelly Roll didn't come back out and sing.
Yeah, or they're like, let's send it over to the whatever they call it, where Jesse Ventura is, and let him talk for a minute. So, but yeah, that is where Goldberg stands. Let us know what you think of it in the comments. Is Goldberg justified in his gripes, or is he just ungrateful? Let us know. And we'll see you on the next video. Hit the like button and subscribe button. Got to get that in there. And then we move on to our next story. Let's talk, since we are talking about celebrities, let's talk about Jelly Roll. Or let's talk about the celebrities as a whole. Are celebrities ruining wrestling? Or is this just a part of wrestling that it's there, it's always going to be there, you just got to get used to it? Like, is it going to be whoever the big musical artist or celebrity is in 2050, that person's going to be on WWE TV? Well, if you listen to Jim Cornette, he is one that says the celebrity involvement needs to end. Well, specifically, and this we can credit this to his drive-through podcast, which is out now if you want to go listen to it. Jim Cornette on celebrity involvement in the WWE. Fat fucking singers can beat up wrestlers is what the headline says here. So as I said, he did his drive-through podcast, and he did his. So they were breaking down the Saturday night's main event, and Jim Cornette. Now we don't have a soundbite on this because they don't have the video out yet. They're like a week behind on that Cornette podcast, so they don't have a clip out yet. So we would have had to figure out Spotify or wherever, Apple Podcast or something. And we ain't doing that, so we don't have it. But I do have a transcript here. So he was talking about the involvement of Randy Orton, Drew McIntyre, Logan Paul, and country music star Jelly Roll. Cornette was highly critical, which saw Jelly Roll get physical with the WWE superstars, and it ultimately leading to a tag team match at SummerSlam. So where do we start with the actual quote here? Okay, so Jim Cornette, he says, "Here comes Roll," and he pulls Logan Paul off, and then they get nose to nose, and Roll hits him with a forearm, kind of, sort of, or somewhere around there. And Logan Paul went down and rolled out. He recounted with disdain the post-match segment, saw Drew McIntyre hit Jelly Roll with a Claymore party. And then Cornette expressed his frustration with the concept of non-athletes being portrayed as a physical threat to trained wrestlers. I know this is your thing, so arguing that it makes the product look foolish. This is what we're here to come up with, he began. Sometimes you're embarrassed to be a wrestling fan and watch either one of them. The AEW wrestling matches never end, and the guys, in a lot of cases, aren't even professional. The WWE guys are professional, and you can barely see any of the fucking match. I guess he's alluding to commercials. In the WWE,
yeah, he hates the commercials.
Yeah. In the WWE, the singers interrupt the wrestlers, and in the WWE, fat fucking singers can beat up the wrestlers. That's the best way to book that's the best way to get booked well is to sing. He also took a moment to critique Jelly Roll's physique. We can skip over that. We don't even, we see Jelly Roll, so he talked about how he's 500 pounds. Cornette compared the angle unfavorably to past celebrity crossovers, and he felt they were executed more logically and with more appropriate talent. Now, this is where I'm going to disagree with him. I can understand, with Dennis Rodman. So we did that in WCW. He's a professional athlete, so that made sense. The celebrity crossover with Lawler and Andy Kaufman. I'll be honest, I didn't really see that, so I can't speak too much on that. But he said, but these, speaking of Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre, they're two main event but these are two main event fucking guys against Randy Orton and Jelly Roll. And I mean, is this any better than Jay Leno? At least Jay Leno was in shape back then. I'm going to stop here because this is where I disagree with him. He had me. Okay, yes. You can understand Dennis Rodman. You can understand, again, I wasn't around for the Andy Kaufman stuff. So I can't really speak on that. But Mr. T, I was around for
Andy
that.
Kaufman was great.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw Mr. T. I saw Zeus.
Mr. T was made fun of for being a celebrity in wrestling.
Was he?
Yeah.
But he was like Mr. T. He was like, I pity the fool.
I
He's a
think
bad
Dutch Schultz tried to beat his ass, or at least slap him. According to Dutch Schultz.
Well, Zeus, he was believable. I mean, he was Debo.
Yeah, well, yeah. I think he might have been legit too.
Yeah, but like, yeah, Jay Leno, he was in there with Hogan at the peak. Hogan, who's at the peak of, one, the industry, and two, peak of NWO. So like the main event guy, and you got Jay Leno in there mixing it up with him.
I don't remember being too excited about Jay Leno and Hulk Hogan.
No one was excited about it. Everybody thought it was. I remember even back then, it was like, Jay Leno, really?
So I don't think
Like,
that
it didn't bring anybody in.
it hasn't been. It wasn't embraced. I feel like the Jelly Roll thing is kind of being embraced.
I don't know by who.
The fans.
I don't know. I see a lot of people complaining about it.
Okay.
I got an ad, so just a second here. But yeah, so now we got Jelly Roll. Cornette believes that celebrities should be more limited, suggesting Jelly Roll would be better suited as a manager.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess
mhm.
I don't know why he's specifically targeting Jelly Roll, because they've done it with Bad Bunny. Like you said, you had Jay Leno and Dennis Rodman. I mean, the precedent has been set for these celebrities that don't know anything about wrestling to be in the main event or be with main event talent. I don't like it. Especially when you have the Bad Bunnies beating the Damian Priests, and then you put the fucking world heavyweight title on Damian Priest. So you're telling me the top guy in your entire company can lose to a no talented rapper?
Yes. And that goes for like Sami Zayn losing to Johnny Knoxville.
It used to be back in the day that the celebrities didn't know shit about wrestling, and they wrestled like they didn't know shit about wrestling. It was a big deal when they could pull off an arm drag because they didn't know shit about wrestling. But now it's like they get in there and, I can do this, and they just let them.
Yes, absolutely. And that's the big problem. Is like, yeah, the celebrities now, they're, I don't know, you're putting them in there to make them look like they're equal to the wrestlers. And then you got Bad Bunny hitting Canadian destroyers. And yeah, when's the last time a celebrity actually came in and lost?
It's a good question. I don't know. And that's fine
It's been a long time.
And if you want a celebrity to win over a wrestler, then put them with like the Miz or something.
Well, even then, like, I mean, I guess it depends on who it is, but it's a wrestler versus a non-wrestler.
Right. But if you're gonna do like Jelly Roll, we gotta get Jelly Roll a win at fucking SummerSlam for some reason, then have the Miz do it, or Tozawa, or somebody that doesn't or isn't important. I think wasting Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre with this bullshit, that's part of the problem. Just like you wasted Damian Priest with Bad Bunny. How can you take Damian Priest seriously after he loses to the rapper?
Well, you're not supposed to take him serious. Well,
What if Jay Leno would have beat Hulk Hogan?
I think
Like,
he could have.
legitimately.
I
I know
think he
he
could
pinned
actually.
him.
Yeah, I'm saying I think he could have overcome that, but they would have done it in such a way where, like, I don't know, Diamond hits him with the diamond cutter and then throws Jay Leno on top, kind
No,
of
I'm
like they
saying
did, but it would be switched out
what
with.
if the bell rings, Jay Leno is just as competitive,
He just out wrestles Hogan.
or just as good as Hulk Hogan?
Yeah, and that's where it's evolving to right now. The celebrities who don't do this
Anybody
for
can
a
do
living.
it. Anybody can do it. That's the message.
Yes.
All you got to do is want to do it. Instead of it being this exclusive thing where you have to train fucking hard and eat your Wheaties. Like, no, you don't have to do that. You want to do it? We'll put you in the ring for 2 weeks and then put you on a pay-per-view.
Yeah, as long as you get in there and take it serious, then we'll get you on a pay-per-view.
Like, fuck, they have Cardi B wanting to do the shit.
Yeah. And maybe that's part of it too, is like that maybe that is the big issue with it. Is that they're bringing them in to be equal. Not a like when Dennis Rodman wrestled, he hit an arm drag and then everybody went ape shit. An arm drag. He wasn't doing Canadian destroyers. He wasn't, doing top rope planchas.
And that's what's so, I think, compelling about a celebrity in wrestling is they're out of their environment. And usually it's an athlete. Like when it was Lawrence Taylor or Dennis Rodman at first, or fuck, I'm blanking on the name, but so there's at least like some sort of background. Oh, the Kevin Greens and William Perry's.
Yeah, Refrigerator Perry. You can
Yeah.
even put Mongo in there, but he converted.
He did. So
Where
I mean,
is he, by
there
the way?
Mongo.
Yeah, in WCW right now.
I have no idea.
Oh,
He's not in the Horsemen, I don't think. He might be. I don't know.
yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, what was compelling was they're out of their element. Can they even, compete with this trained wrestler, this killer? And then when they not only hold their own, but they kind of do sort of well, that's good shit. Now, obviously, they're not going to win. But the fact that they didn't get slaughtered, that's something. But now it's like, oh, I'm not afraid of you. I've never done this before, but it's fake, so who gives a shit?
Yeah. And then we're gonna get to SummerSlam, and Jelly Roll's gonna hit a freaking Canadian destroyer, and it's gonna go viral, and everybody's gonna talk about it. Everybody's gonna be like, "Oh, you guys said he couldn't wrestle, and now look at him hitting Canadian destroyers."
Okay.
And it's like, you don't really understand the problem. That's not the problem. The problem is the fact that he did one. And yeah. And then, Drew McIntyre just came back from his vacation. Now he's going to go out there and lose. Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul, who's a champion. He used to be a champion, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's what I was saying last week. Like, yeah, Logan Paul, you can say is a celebrity, but he was a champion. So
he's at least making some sort of effort to wrestle. I don't like the fact that he's brand spanking new and he has this limited schedule.
Yeah, there is that. But I'm just saying, like, you would put him in, when you're comparing like him and Jelly Roll, you'd say he's more experienced because he's a former champion. So you would say he's a wrestler. But Jelly Roll is just a celebrity. But yes, I think that's the big point of you had to hear it out loud. It's the fact that they're equal. It's not the fact that they're, because I wouldn't have a problem with it, but yeah, the fact that he's gonna be an equal competitor, like even Sami Zayn and Johnny Knoxville. Johnny Knoxville wasn't like an equal to Sami Zayn. The whole thing was, him doing his jackass shit and
I
outsmarting
don't think
Sami.
I don't think we need to discuss that ever again.
I'm just saying he was doing his, he had antics.
I don't think that's a good litmus test for anything. You can't compare that match to anything.
You can't, but the point of that is that he wasn't out wrestling Sammy. It was all the theatrics.
Well, he was
that
using
around.
salad tongs.
Yeah, and he had the big hand that came out, like,
And the boot.
yeah. See, he had stuff set up, so he
He had
wasn't just out
traps.
there wrestling one on, like, yeah. So maybe it's because of the Bad Bunny and the, him getting trained by Booker T, and apparently Jelly Roll is also being trained by. Now, from what he said, is he moved to Orlando. He's been staying there for like the last month. He's been training at the Performance Center daily, 12 hours a day, so says him. And he's even locked it up with Jacob Fatu, and apparently the Undertaker like sat with him or watched him for 3 hours, giving him pointers.
Jesus Christ.
So
They need to stop encouraging him.
yeah, it's like, hey, I think I want to really take this serious. I'm gonna move to the Performance Center and train. Okay. Are you gonna quit your music career? What? Are you gonna quit your music career? You said you're gonna take it serious. Are you gonna quit your music career and become a full-time wrestler? Well, no. I'm gonna go back on tour afterwards. Okay, you're not taking it serious then. Like, if you're taking it serious, this is your life now. But again, I truly believe he's gonna Jelly Roll. He's gonna go out there. He's gonna hit a Canadian destroyer, and everybody's gonna go ape shit. And it's gonna go viral, and then people are gonna be talking about "I told you so" when they shouldn't have.
What if he does a 450 splash?
Yeah, he hits something like that, or like a moonsault. There's gonna be some flippy shit that he does that he probably shouldn't do.
A head scissors.
Yeah, Hurricane Rana top rope.
I'd love to see him try the breaker Frankensteiner and just slip and fall.
I'm just like run up the ropes.
Yeah. Like, oh, he's really good. Oh, no, he's not.
Yeah. No, he's not.
Oh,
But it
we
would
gotta
be
stop the match.
We are talking about Jelly Roll, but there is another celebrity we should go ahead and mention here. Travis Scott. So if you've wondered where Travis Scott is, he is actually reports that he is not going to be around. So it was a weird report. They both said that he was.
All good. Keep going.
Yeah, they said he wasn't taken to the whole wrestling thing, so they put it on the back burner. But they will. He's not out. Like, he still has a chance. They just put it on the back burner. So that's the story with Travis Scott. So apparently Jelly Roll gets it, but Travis doesn't. But they're really building Jelly Roll too. That's another thing.
Yeah, it's sickening.
Yeah. But we're about to get Bret Hart in our retro review. We're about to get Bret Hart versus Will Sasso, which is going to be
Oh, Jesus.
equal to this moment right now.
Well, I think that was proper. I don't think Will had a chance. I think Will just beat his ass.
Maybe, hopefully. I guess it's just worse when the celebrity is just like out of shape.
Right.
Because
Yeah, they're still fighting.
yeah, it basically takes away all believability. It's like this guy's not going to be able to. You got this guy nose to nose with Drew McIntyre. Like, what are we even doing right now? But yeah, there's your celebrity news. TMZ shit. Let us know what you think about it in the comments below. Let us know if you're on the Jelly Roll. You think he's gonna come out there and perform, or if you don't want to see it, let us know. And then we get to our final story. The final story is the Velveteen Dream is back, but not in the WWE. But he is back in wrestling, so it is good for him. So, and I had to verify this. Now, if you would, this company doesn't like have big social media presence. Like all I found was a Facebook page.
Yeah, I did my own research.
Yeah, but on the Facebook page, I did confirm it here. So the tweet here is from Powerbomb Jiu-Jitsu, which I never heard of. But we have the company's called American Lucha Corps, and they have a events coming up October 11th. It is the Lucha Legends. Keep that name in mind, by the way. And in the Lucha Legends match, one of the matches that have been announced is Moose versus the Velveteen Dream, aka or formerly known as the Velveteen Dream.
Two Lucha Legends, if I've ever heard any.
Yes, the Lucha Legends themselves, Velveteen Dream and Moose. Maybe they don't even do either one of them even have lucha moves is the real question. But I would say,
Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say it is good for their promotion because I never heard of them until this moment. So,
For what I saw, they did a lot of parking lot stuff.
what do you mean?
Like they set up a ring in a parking lot of some restaurant.
God damn. So this, golly. So yeah, this is a big moment for them.
Yeah, if it's the same one we looked at, or if we looked at the same company, yeah, they're at some hilljack town in Ohio. So they do a lot of Midwest stuff, and
Yeah, I saw Ohio, but what I didn't see was a lot of they don't have like no Twitter page. They don't have Instagram. Like all I found was a Facebook page. But
good on them.
Apparently this is real, according to that that Facebook page I found. Now, you would say this is controversial because Velveteen Dream, we have not seen him in a wrestling ring since he was accused back in around COVID time. Oh no, I said it. Around that thing that happened in the news, around that time, the pandemic, he was accused of maybe not having relations with a underage boy. So now it was his. We verified that it was his Instagram account, like because his Instagram was verified, but we couldn't verify. I don't know. Nothing ever came out of it. Like no charges, no more proof. We just saw some text messages from the Instagram account, and he said those were doctored, but the Instagram account was his. I don't know. I don't know how I'm defending it, but
I don't either.
I'm just saying it allegedly happened. That's all I'm saying. We don't have it confirmed. It was alleged. But what is most funny was some of the replies on this very tweet. So again, they announced Moose versus Velveteen Dream, October 11th, 2025. And then it says, so now they're on people's radar. We have people finding more about the company. Fun, family-friendly events. Hires a pedo. And these are some of the comments. You got a meme of a abysmal dog shit. If all publicity is good publicity, was a wrestling company. Like we said, Lucha Legends, and it's just Moose and Velveteen Dream. What the fuck is this poster? Now, where was the one? They get a lot spicier here. We got another guy. When I think of Lucha Legends, I definitely think of Moose and Velveteen
you stole my
Dream.
joke 7 hours earlier.
This guy says the unbearable force versus the irritating object. Where's that one? I mean, this is like Hitler versus Stalin, but wrestling match. Here we go. Domestic abuser versus blacklisted pedo in the gargantuan year of 2025.
That's a good one.
And then we got people getting extreme. Someone burned the venue before this travesty occurs for the sake of humankind.
I think this one's pretty extreme. Somebody got to call in a bomb threat to stop this madness.
Yes.
How you got to bomb a parking lot?
You think they'll be in a parking lot? I think they can get a venue for this. I mean,
we'll see. It didn't look like they had the capacity for a venue. They didn't even have you could see under the ring, like the stuff under it. Like they didn't have like the skirt. No LEDs.
So they're really like
no pyro.
Budget.
Yeah. Like they must be friends with somebody who knows somebody.
Yeah, but this is good. This is good for Dream, Velveteen Dream. He's been wanting to come back. Again, he's from what I can tell,
to ruin wrestling.
Well, he's coming back, so that's gonna ruin it.
Okay.
But he's never been accused. Like, I don't know. It seems like there were accusations. Nothing ever came out of it. I'm all by until something guilty until proven, or I'm sorry, innocent until proven guilty. Like, I can't just see allegations. I need to see more than that before I condemn you to, like, Marty Scroll. Okay, that guy, it was confirmed that he did the shit he did. Get him out. But Velveteen Dream, there was nothing confirmed. Oh, I should also say there was the little boy thing, and then there was the something about him recording in the bathroom, EC3 specifically. That should be thrown out there too, just so that we cover all our bases. EC3's claimed that he was recording him in the bathroom.
Yeah, that was a weird story.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it's ultimately good. And again, if he's innocent, then or if this is all just allegations, and he does deserve a second chance. And this company, they step up, they give him the second chance. Now, everybody, as we can see, everybody's hate is now going to target on them. They get it over with, and then he can move on to a different company. Like, I don't know. It's like, as long as whoever made the first move was going to take all the blow. And then now we can settle down a little bit after the match is over, and then, or after the commotion has died down, and then I don't know, maybe we can see him in like a TNA or something, which would be kind of wild, but
I don't know. I don't really care either way. I mean, as far as his personal, he was talking all this mad shit about how he's gonna ruin professional wrestling and kill our dreams because he's so fed up with the fans and stuff. But now he's getting back into this backyard shit. If he's, I mean, if he's successful, good for him. But it seems kind of hypocritical.
I mean, it's really showing you the love of the game there. If they're going to be wrestling in a parking lot, like, you love wrestling if you're doing that.
Or he's really desperate.
But what about Moose? He's a freaking champion, and he's over here wrestling. Like, what are you doing?
Well, it said appearances, so I don't even know if they're wrestling.
Ah, that is a word there. Appearances. Are they clickbaiting?
They're probably just showing up.
Just like be in the crowd, like the other people, like the celebrities on WWE.
Special appearances. It doesn't say Moose versus Dream. It's just that they're appearing. So they're going to be standing in the parking lot.
With everybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see, but and it'll also be interesting to see how heated this gets. Like, is it just gonna fly under the radar, or is this gonna really, like, are people really gonna get loud about it?
Yeah, I think people are gonna post about that. People are gonna make their posts, and then they'll get shit on. But I don't think anybody's gonna get their pitchforks and torches.
No one's gonna bomb the building, as that guy suggested.
What's there to bomb?
They're
gonna take one look at the establishment, and they're gonna say, "Okay, never mind."
Yeah, they're gonna.
They were wrestling in the back of somebody else's business. Like, I think they'll be all right.
Yeah, and don't even ask how you can watch it, because there ain't gonna be any of that. Like, you might, if you can watch it, it's gonna be a cell phone video from someone.
Yeah, it actually was.
Yes, it's gonna be a cell phone video from someone standing in the parking lot. Like, dang,
yeah, the video I saw, they
crew.
were in the parking lot of some Italian restaurant. You can see the highway. These people, this guy in this luchador mask is just slapping hands with the fans, and you can see these cars just speeding by.
I wonder if they got the meal comped at least.
Maybe. I don't even know if they were associated with the Italian restaurant. They might have just been there.
It'd been funny if they came out halfway through the show. Hey, you can't be
Get out of my office.
Get out of here. Yeah, that'd be funny. But yeah, let us know what you think about it. Is this bad for wrestling, good for wrestling? Are you appalled? Let us know what you think. But, ladies and gentlemen, on that note, that is all I got. So we must end the show, is what I'm trying to say there. So if you agree with anything, let us know in the comments below. If you disagree with anything, let us know in the comments below. Why don't we always get more viewers as we're leaving? But anyway, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Don't forget. And is there anything else?
So have a good night.
All right, chat. Until next time, one more. Wait, I messed up. All right, chat. Until next time, survey says one more for the good guys.